Hey,
Happy Friday!
Oh, Lord. Glad you got me now.
I saw you earlier, honey. I
Oh,
said,
ass all in
peekaboo. I was
ass all
like,
up in
peekaboo.
the
Yes, I was like, peekaboo, peekaboo,
it's gonna be that
peekaboo.
kind of show. Shoot,
Yeah, I think Jen knows my ass better than me at this point.
damn.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Welcome, everyone to Friday. We made it. It is Friday. Welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. I am YouTubing your favorite Devil's Advocate, Jen. You can reach me on all social media platforms. On the Block with Jen, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. On the Block with Jen at Gmail. If you want to contact me for some business, don't go in there and ask me to marry you unless you got $1 million check for me. Gracias. Yes, that's how I'm doing it. All right, guys. So welcome. Tonight's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be spicy. Some people are gonna be triggered. You know the rules here. You can say whatever you want to say, right? Just make sure you keep everybody's name on your lips. We don't call people out of their names here. You can yell, you can scream, you could jump up and down, you could shake your laptop. That's okay too, right? We like passion here. But we usually pass the mic and also chat hold me down. I dropped the link and I will be pinning it to the top. You know, we welcome everyone here. If you want to no, not abort,
Is
are
that
we?
no,
Reboard?
but
Is
not
that like
For those,
an abortion, a re-abortion?
so that's for people who didn't get it right the first time.
No,
Right.
Yeah,
okay,
that one.
right. So if you want to retort, if you want to contradict, if you want to argue, feel free to cam up. The link will be pinned to the top. Okay, everyone's welcome here. Rule is you have to show your face, right? We like conversations better with faces. So you can cam up if you have a rebut for us. We welcome you. We welcome you. Help Mama keep the church lights on. Cash App on the block with Jen. Thank you so much from the bottom of my widow cold heart for everyone who Cash Apps me after I'm off air. I appreciate you, and it means that you appreciate me. Of course, Cash App is if you want to be discreet. A lot of people don't like other people knowing where their money goes. If you don't give a damn who sees where your money goes, super chat us, and we will pull your comment on the screen like Jabari did. Hello, Jabari. Thank you for the first super chat of the evening. Jabari says, can't stay working on another project, but wanted to drop some love and a smoothie to you. Thank you, Jabari. Jabari did buy me a smoothie. That's what my Cash App scroll says. Buy me a smoothie. But you're really supporting the show, and I appreciate that. You don't have to do it, and you do. I truly appreciate you. Let's get this party started. We got a lot of fluff to cut through today, David. It's a lot of fluff before we get to the main topic. Welcome, Dolores Williams, Sally. Are you still getting the double sound, or are you good?
Oh, you mute.
The button.
It must-
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Yeah, there you go. Can we?
Back on mute.
It's me and my old laptop. Forgive me, because the new one I couldn't get right today.
We got you. We can hear you now. All right,
Oh,
guys.
it keeps going
Talking,
back on.
so good.
Okay,
There
there
you-
we go. We're back
yeah.
off mute.
All right, here we go. Hopefully, I don't overheat either, but I got a little trick for this Mac tonight if it gets too hot. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get this party started. Lily, where can we find you, doll?
Well, you can find me. I'm Lily, and you can find me at YB Limited. That's the letter Y, the letter B, the word limited. That is the way it is spelled here on the screen. You can find me here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and yes, on Instagram as well. I started my career as a makeup artist and then moved over into modeling and acting, and those roles led me here to the block with my team.
And I am musician and music producer Heron DeMarco. You can actually catch me here on YouTube under Heron DeMarco, and you can also catch me on IG under Dangerous DeMarco.
And I am No Saint. You can catch me on YouTube and Instagram at Saint No Saint. That's st.no saint. And I will pass the mic to Mr. David.
And I am Mr. David Hand. Spell out the Mr. We don't do abbreviations over on Instagram and now on Threads. 72 million subscribers. I am your New York City fashion runway model, New York Fashion Week guy, recovering from 35 years or so as a corporate creative director. And I will pass it on now to you, my dear.
That's you, Dolores. Uh-oh, the mute
Me?
thing. There you go.
Okay, you can hear
I'm
me?
muted
Okay,
too.
great.
Yeah.
I am the unmuted Dolores Williams Sally, also known as D-Lo S. I am an actress, a model, a wife, a mom, entrepreneur, just all around, just wherever life leads me, I just go. Oh, you can follow me, Dolores Actress, on all social media, and also my business 424 Fashions. That's Fashions with the Z, not the S, on all social medias, including Thread as well.
Oh, nice. Dolores, feel free to throw it in the chat if you can see the chat, so people know where they can find you. And let me lower the volume on my phone because, Lily, don't people love calling us when we're live?
In texting and like I'm like the chat box works really well. The you know.
Yes. I tell people don't they
Yes.
do it. They think it's really cute. It's like, ooh, she's on. Let me see. They have this thing. Let me see her read my text while she's on. It's like it's not cute for me.
It's not.
It's very annoying for me actually. Don't text me while I'm
We're
I
already
need-
doing a million things at once.
right. And I need the text clear for when my team is having trouble backstage, they can reach me. Okay. Sorry guys. Sorry, not sorry. Hit me after or before. You guys know when I'm on. You know when I'm on. All right, so let's get through this fluff. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody. Hit that like and subscribe on your way in. Chat, hold us down because the chat usually goes in lately. Y'all been making me proud lately. The chat
They
is like,
do.
okay, we have to go back here. We have to go back.
Is there new development or something?
And Forbes, it's in Forbes magazine. This is mainstream news now. Keke Palmer enjoying herself at the Usher concert with her butt cheeks out is now mainstream news. This is off the blogs, honey. This is mainstream news, okay? There's a huge war. They chased her baby daddy off of Twitter. If you guys are not up to speed, Keke Palmer, the actress, was at Usher's residency out here in Vegas, enjoying herself. Mama had on a little sheer dress, turned around, showed her butt cheeks, and everybody lost their minds. First and foremost, her baby daddy. Baby daddy was like, "You're a mother," and all hell broke loose, right? Since then, Keke and Darius, her baby daddy, have unfollowed each other on social media, and he also deleted all her pictures. So he showed her. We'll see where this goes from here, but Keke is completely capitalizing. She's selling these really cute sweatshirts that say "I'm a mother." And another T-shirt that says "I'm Stevie" to the bullshit, which is her pretending she's blind like Stevie Wonder. Haha,
Wow.
right? That. So, hey, I want to get the "I'm a mother" sweatshirt. So, listen, she's capitalizing off the moment. I don't blame her. That's what she should do, right? She's getting a lot of attention, and I think at this point in entertainment, you'd be a complete idiot not to capitalize. But what say you about this situation, panel, and how crazy it's gotten? Is it a slow news day? I mean, I know the Supreme Court fucked everybody in the ass last week, but Keke Palmer, her ass is the one that we need to pay attention to.
I think she needs to. I think she needs to rethink her moves a little bit because
Me too.
that young man can actually, based on the laws of that state, that young man can claim that kid, run out the goddamn house, and take Keke for child support. That can happen.
Oh, I thought you meant she was selling
I'm talking
sweatshirts.
about the law.
She was selling sweatshirts in the middle of summer.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? There's money involved here, and she'll have to if he takes her to court, she'll have to come out her pockets for him and whatever other woman he decides to lay up with.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I usually let the mic go around, but I'm already perturbed. What is he going to take her to court and say? What is he going to say? She's unfit because she's selling sweatshirts?
I'm the primary caregiver of the child.
Where'd you go? Where'd you get that from, though? Where'd you get that from?
On the whole, him being on the internet, being at home with the kid, and everybody agreeing that he left his job.
She went out.
Home dad.
Wait a minute. Is that intel or is that people talking shit online?
That's intel based on the situation. He said that he left his job to be a stay-at-home dad. Or to
I need a source. I need a source because he didn't have a job. He was a personal trainer.
I'll go get it. I mean, it's still a job. Whether you
no, I'm saying that he didn't leave a job. He decided not to train anymore. It's different than I mean.
Look,
I need a source.
I will get you the information.
Get me a source because I'm ready to fight tonight. I'm fighting. I'm ready to fight tonight.
Hey, if that's the case, if we can do that, then hey, it is what it is.
Listen, first of all, okay, as far as I know and the world knows, Kiki went out on a girls' night out. She is a new mommy, and that is allowed, sir.
Well, hey, man, that is allowed, and according to the state of wherever they are, it's some other things are also allowed, and if you can make it happen, hey, it is what it is.
I'd like to see him afford the attorney, and I'll pass the mic.
Hey, I still think he's a sucker. But since he is a sucker, he'll most likely go out like that.
Passing the mic.
Okay, well, you know what No's saying about the sweatshirt thing? These young people love sweatshirts in the middle of the summer.
Yes, they do.
So
You know,
we're
in the middle of an El Nino that's making the temperature of the globe the highest it's ever been.
I know.
We're worried about
I know.
And where are we going in August? The freaking desert.
We're running it like we're like no thing. We running towards the fire.
Hydrate.
We running towards the fire. Like
I
no thing.
realized that the other day. Like, wow, I chose to go to the desert in one of the hottest seasons.
In the hottest month. In the hottest month.
And the hottest year on record. And the hottest year on record.
Yes.
Well, can I say something about this, Kiki?
Please do, because the panel's stuck.
Because I'm, we want to say it's none of our business, it's their business, but he put it on Twitter, so it made it our business.
Oh, yes.
But what she wears does not determine if she's a good mother or not. I mean, saying that she's a mother, I think she knew that when she pushed the baby out, that she's now a mother. So he got in his feelings, and instead of him being a man and wait until she gets home or calling her and communicating with her, he told the world. So he has to sit back and take what we give him at this point. And while she still make those coins, and he probably still home, blocked by the way, with the baby. So he's just mad.
My thing is, he put him again. I blame him. He put himself in that position, and if he does decide to leave, it's like you're gonna have to ask her for a loan, maybe to leave. Like what is this allowance? Like, what are you doing? Like,
well,
any man that is fine laying up under some goddamn woman and your name ain't on the lease and you put your name on the strudel and the goddamn, the milk, you deserve whatever the fuck you get, man. You deserve it. And that's it. And personally though, I'll say this one thing. I think they had issues before this.
They did.
Oh, of course.
They had it.
Of course.
That's actually on record. They had a tumultuous relationship since they met. And I said before, he's a guy that escaped the friend zone. Okay, knocked it up on that. You knocked the dust off on that one lonely weekend. A lot of guys get lucky like that. They're in the friend zone. They're that friend, that whatever. And then, she's hot and horny and depressed one night, and one thing leads to another. And then 9 months later, here we're fighting over a baby. It happens.
Right. Because I feel like the word relationship is a little too strong for what they have. I don't believe that they ever had like a strong real relationship.
Right.
It was, I just think it kind of happened. It's like, okay, we got a kid together. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Well, you ain't got much going on. You mind staying home with the baby? Like, I'm thinking that's how it kind of went.
You see how the women are talking right now? You see the look on their faces, guys. You don't want to be. Wait 1 second, ma'am. You don't want to be the bag that women grab just because it's like, I don't got any other bag to go with this outfit. Get this shit to do. Fuck it.
So
you don't want to be. Give me that one. Okay, you don't want to be that because they'll always remind you that you were. Give me that one.
Dolores.
Well, in this case, she didn't remind him. He told us. You know what I'm saying? Because if he didn't go and do what he did on Twitter, we wouldn't have known that he was this, he had this little issue with this little man syndrome going on. Like, I don't know what that was. Like, literally Twitter, like, for real? You couldn't even do it on Instagram? But the point is, like, we wouldn't have known. So how is it our fault? Because we saying this little boy, basically he just bit off more than he could chew. And he really did this thing where they say baby mama. He did this baby daddy thing that was so unnecessary. And it had nothing to do with the dress. She just got too comfortable with Usher and he got mad. So,
Hold
I
up.
mean, he ended it for them. I really did. He ended it for them. Like he did it.
So the classic case of not playing your position. You will lose your position if you don't play your position. Thank you for this super chat. Donovan the Hobbyist. Donovan the Hobbyist says, great topic. I'm headed out. I'll catch the replay, which in Don language, that means I'm going to hang out and keep talking my shit. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don.
So on the gossipscoop.com, which has won many Chamber of Commerce awards in Wichita.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
They sound so prestigious.
According to insiders, Darius is ready to ditch his football and modeling careers as he to be a stay-at-home dad for the son, and since he's a free agent and isn't tied to any club or company yet. So there you go, Jen.
So you thought I was making this shit up?
Oh my
No,
God.
well, it says since he's a free agent and isn't tied to any club or company, says no job to me. A dude who
And-
said that came to me saying, what do you do now? Oh, well, I'm currently a free agent, not tied to any club or company. I'd be like, okay, I
And what
gotta
was
go.
that source? What was that source, David? So just so I can for my research.
Oh, the gossipscoop.com.
Got it. Okay.
I'm
Gossipscoop.com.
getting that tattooed on my arm tomorrow. But yeah, and I mean, just look, airing it out on Twitter, come the fuck on. You know, first of all, that's a private conversation, but
Uh-huh.
it's 2023. And secondly, like, I don't know, you know, maybe get to know each other and communicate about that. You know, if you are in a relationship or you are giving someone that pass to tell you how to dress in public, maybe that's something you should talk about, especially when you're dating a enormous celebrity, you know? I don't know.
Right,
I'm a talker.
Young
Right.
man, young man, if you happen to be watching by any chance, your baby mama got an ass now. You ain't putting that shit.
This actually makes the most sense, honestly. Tristan says, I feel they were broken up prior and she did the motherfucker, I'm Kiki Palmer.
Ooh, that's a possibility.
She put on the fuck 'em dress.
Yes.
None of that. Not only can I
We-
say
we
that,
all got
Real
those.
possibility.
We all got
I've
those in
seen
the
a couple of
closet.
you in them. I've seen a
Okay.
couple of you in them. Yeah. Coming to me and leaving me. Keep it 100.
Oh yes.
Keep it 100. Like,
Oh,
okay.
that, let me tell you that revenge ride is good. That revenge ride is good.
Listen, brothers. When I see the revenge ride go down, I just go ahead and just go follow a motherfucker. We just ain't even gonna go through the long, drawn out situation.
Yeah,
What
listen.
we doing? No problem.
Listen.
It's so-
One time I took. Let me entertain the people real quick, Lily. One time my revenge was so bad. What did I do? This guy tried to fuck me over, and I said, "Oh, you know that millionaire that you hate that I know that intimidates you." I went revenge rolled him, took pictures, and sent them to his email. Like, this is the guy you were worried about. Well, look at it. Yeah, I'm not the one. I'm not. Yeah,
That's not revenge.
yeah, I'm not the one.
That's not revenge. That's just cruelty. That's just
I'm not the one. You better think twice, long and hard. I
person.
will destroy you.
Mhm.
I will destroy. I was like, this is the guy you was worried about, right? Yeah, I'm not. Don't play with me.
over there making noises with him. You ain't making noises with the other dude.
You
That's
got
just-
to. You
Right.
must. You
He ain't
must.
never heard that. He ain't never heard that noise before.
You got a whole look on, like, yeah,
Right.
everything
He
is
has to go
different.
like this. He has to like twist his phone and everything. Like, she never did that shit to me. Like, yeah, you got it. Yeah, no, don't play with me. No, Saint, what you got on this? What you feeling about Kiki?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think blah, 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 let me get out. I'm thinking they must be in California. Is that where they're?
I'm
Homesteading.
assuming, right? I don't think a Kiki would live anywhere else. I'm sure they in
Yeah,
So,
I
California.
don't see her
mean-
nowhere else.
I think there's there's probably common law there.
Mhm.
I don't know how long you would have to be with someone to have common law go into place. I know there's common law in California.
Yeah, but they only met round about 2021, 2020.
Yeah, I'm not
2020
sure what he would
20.
get, but he could probably get some alimony. He probably could get some alimony just for a little while. It wouldn't be long, I don't think. I wouldn't imagine. I don't think he would win custody of the kids, though.
No, not at all. He'd have to prove her unfit.
Yeah,
The Usher
I don't think
concert.
that's happening. He doesn't. If he's not working and she's got all the funds and she can
Yeah.
hire whoever, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. But yeah, sweaters are not are the the hoodies are probably not the best time to be coming out with right now. Might want to wait till December, but.
But no, Saint, these young
No,
people
listen,
love
I'm
hoodies.
ready.
I'm telling you.
Not only young people, I'm like already ready. I want to order 2, one for me and one for my daughter. I'm getting them sweatshirts.
See?
Well, he better get a retailer's license because California is not a state that recognizes common law, and he has no rights to.
Never mind.
So he needs to be a
That's a
licensed
shock. That's a
sweatshirt in
shock.
August agent. Open up a sweatshirt stand in Phoenix.
This is why you play your position, man. You should have just burped that baby, ate his food, kissed her when she came back home.
There you go.
And key with her all the way to the end of the night, man.
Right.
That's it, man.
There
But
you
I
go.
seen her with more revealing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why now? You know, like why now?
It was Usher. It was
Why
Usher.
on-
Yeah, it wasn't the dress.
No, because he posted more revealing stuff of her. He posted stuff with her and thongs and stuff like that. So it was Usher. It wasn't the dress.
And
You see,
Usher
because
can get
when he
you
was showing
Usher,
it, though,
Usher will get you pregnant with a fist bump.
yeah, when he was
You got-
showing
I
it,
understand.
when he was showing it, it was to brag that look at my girl. When she was showing it, it was to show Usher. That's the difference.
You gotta understand something. I'm gonna put y'all on to some game real quick. You know what I mean? He don't really got them popping, obviously. And let me tell you something. Light-skinned niggas are very sensitive when they ain't got no.
Shots fired.
Light-skinned
Y'all
niggas
listening? Light skins. Y'all gonna take that in the chat?
Don, you still here? Don, you still here?
Light-skinned niggas in their mind, it's never off season. It's never off season in their mind. It never should be a slow roll. So she went out there.
Damn.
He's popping now. She's whatever. Oh, Usher got the baby oil on the stomach. He's on the Jumbotron. She's showing the hips and things of that nature. And he's a light-skinned dude burping babies, and he's broke as fuck. In his mind, he probably just got upset and said, hey, fuck it. He lost his shit. And he went to Twitter, which is basically the projects of the internet, you all. Business out there. And, you know, black people, one thing about black people, you don't make a fool out of yourself in front of us.
But
Threads
let's
is the
make
Upper
it-
East Side, by the way.
You know, let's make it clear. Let's make it clear, you know, going back to what David said and anyone else, a lot of people saying, why Twitter? Why Twitter? Why go online? Why go online? I spoke about this before. We are in a new world order. These things are attached to us, right? It is part of us now. So we wake up, we have a thought. We no longer turn to our friend or our spouse. We turn here. This is part of us. And people are afraid of, they're going to put chips in our brains. The chip is already there. Okay. It's already there. That is why you wake up in the morning, you check it. That is why you check it throughout the day. And that is why you check it the last thing before you close your widow eyes, you check it. It is part of you. It doesn't have to be a chip in your brain. So when you wake up now, it is, I said before, it's more gratifying to get people in your business than turn to your spouse and communicate. That Usher thing made me feel kind of funny. No, this is the new world order. These kids are young. Let's not forget. We're all sitting high and mighty, perched, okay, on our thrones. But we're talking about 20-year-olds. We're talking about 20-year-olds. Kiki's not 30 yet. I don't know how old the kid is, but he looks young as well. So we all, you know how we get high and mighty on the block. And I got to remind y'all, okay, we pushing 50 on this bitch. Some of us 60. But these are kids that we're talking about at the end of the day. All right, so let's close on that. I have another story here. So Miss Brittany, what the fuck happened to you, Spears?
God.
I gotta throw my work out now. She's about to take my story.
Oh, God.
One of my stories.
You know what?
I had it
No, Saint. No. You do it.
This is the one from yesterday.
You
got
do
another one
it. I'll
today.
sit back, and if I hear a gap, I'm jumping in there. So you
Go
better
for
cover
it. Go
all.
for it. So yeah. So as Jen mentioned, from my desk out of Las Vegas, Britney Spears was allegedly assaulted by the director of team security for the NBA team San Antonio Spurs security. Britney, the 42-year-old, was assaulted by Damian Smith, the director of security. As I just said, the 42-year-old Spears was entering the same restaurant as this year's #1 overall pick, Victor Wembanyama. Spears noticed Wembanyama, the 7'5" tall center, first-round pick out of France. She went over and put her hand on his shoulder. At that point, Smith reacted and forcefully knocked Spears' hand off of his shoulder into her face, and she went back to her table, sat down, and was probably really embarrassed. The security guard did go back over there. He apologized. He didn't know who she was, which is also an ego bruise.
Wow.
The police were called, and Britney Spears, I believe, as far as I know, has said she would like to press charges.
Okay, so let me throw in a little more. Let me throw
in
in
some color commentating.
Okay, let me throw a little sazon on it, a little adobo, a little bit.
I know.
Okay, so no, you were great. You do the sports the way the sports is supposed to go.
Okay.
Okay, so to reiterate, this boy is 19 years old. Let's start
Yes.
there. He is 19. He is a child. Okay, he is also 7'5". Did you hear that number? He is 7'5". Run it back. How the fuck did Britney Spears put her hand on his shoulder? Because you know how to break the case down.
Get scouted by the NBA. Maybe she was trying to get scouted.
Okay.
She might as well be at this point.
Let's run that back. And this is why I got triggered. As a mama, I got triggered by this. First of all, she's weaponizing her fucking white tears, and you know how I feel about them Karen ass bitches, okay?
Oh,
This
baby,
boy-
baby.
Listen, this boy, oh baby, baby. It's like that. Okay, so this boy has not been in Vegas a hot day, Lily. Not a hot 24 hours. He's a boy. He is 19 years old. First round draft, right? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, number one
Okay.
pick. Number one pick in this year's
Number
draft.
one pick. That means that he is the NBA's golden egg. You damn right that security was like, bitch! You don't touch this! I'll get in trouble if you touch that. Back the fuck up. So now for her, this is why I got triggered, because she's not only complaining about the security that pushed her out the way, right? And let me tell you, that's the type of security I would want. That's the type of security you hire, right? I'm upset about it, or triggered, I would say, is because she's throwing this boy's name into it. He hasn't been here a hot second, and now she's already painting him in a certain fucking light. And if I was his mama, there would have been a press conference. I would have been like, everybody gather around, because I'm about to talk to you, motherfucker. Let's go. Not my son, bitch. So I have Britney's statement, and I want you to see how she worded it, which is something white women do a lot. I feel unsafe, right?
Oh,
I'm gonna read you what the fuck she said, all right? Read you what the fuck she said. His mama and his daddy should be doing a press conference right now. Hello, Mr. Justin. That's what we need. Another white face. How are you?
The block is officially gentrified.
We need to see George up here, and we'll start making rules in your neighborhood.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got. Listen, are we gonna get a Starbucks? That's my question. Okay. So I'm gonna read this shit here that Miss Brittany was talking about, and whoever's watching, don't fall in love with me just yet, because you're gonna hate me in about 15 minutes. You guys get super excited. You guys get super excited about me and be like, "What that bitch said?" Yeah, don't pull your dicks out just yet. Don't put the lotion on it. Wait a minute. So this is what Brittany said. She says, traumatic experiences are not new to me. And I've had my fair share of them. I was not prepared for what happened to me last night. I recognized an athlete in my hotel lobby as I was heading to dinner. I later went to a restaurant at a different hotel and saw him again. I decided to approach him and congratulate him on his success. Bitch, not necessary.
No.
He doesn't know who you are.
He knows, and he knows what he got.
Okay. It was really loud, so I tapped him on the shoulder. Bitch, he's 7'5". He's 7'5". I need video surveillance.
She did a running jump for that one.
Right.
She must have.
There's
She
video.
stand on a chair. Did someone throw her up so she can tap him on the shoulder? Okay,
She pumped up her shoes.
I shall continue. Okay. It was really loud, so I tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention. I am aware of the player's statement where he mentions I grabbed him from behind, but I simply tapped him on the shoulder. His security then backhanded me in the face.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Looking back in front of a crowd. Bitch, so you're admitting you were in a crowd. Okay. Nearly knocking me down, and causing my glasses to fall off my face. I get swarmed by people all the time. I'm Brittany, bitch. In fact,
You added that part in.
maybe.
You had to.
That was
In fact, that night I was swarmed by a group of at least 20 fans, just to let you know I'm still popping. My security team didn't hit any of my fans. I didn't add that. She said that shit. This story is super embarrassing to share with the world, but it's out there already. However, I think it's important to share this story and to urge people in the public eye to set an example and treat all people with respect. Physical violence, bitch. Press conference. You are not going to, wait a minute, Justin. You are not going to talk about my son and add words like physically violent. You were feeling unsafe. Press conference, bitch. ESPN, let's go. Charles Barkley, everybody, get in the room. We're not doing this to my son. We're not doing this. Bitch goes on to say, physical violence is happening too much. She's comparing that, okay? Physical violence is happening too much in this world, often behind closed doors. I stand with all the victims. Now the bitch is a victim of domestic violence. I stand with all the victims, and my heart goes out to you all because we're the same, you see. I have yet to get a public apology from the player. He's none of your business, bitch. None of your business. That kid did not know what was going on behind him, okay? I have yet, or down there, because he's 7'5", okay?
Right.
I have yet to get a public apology from the player, his security, or their organization. Bitch wants an apology from the NBA. Okay. I hope they will. I cherish the tremendous amounts of love and support I'm receiving at the moment. Thank you to the Las Vegas Police Department and the detectives who are detecting for all their support.
So
Detecting.
I just want to add something. So he didn't touch her, so I don't know why she would want an apology from him. However, when she says the organization, it was the organization's security, it was San Antonio Spurs security. But at the same time, in this day and age, and we don't have to, we can say 15, 20 years ago, Steffi Graf got stabbed by a fan.
I remember that.
Chris Rock got slapped. Another fan went up on the comedian. I can't remember his name.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
You can't take chances. And she was like any other fan in that group. And she did have a crowd around her at one point. I read that in that article, in the article that I did read before I made the story, wrote my part in. But so she was like any other fan. She doesn't realize that Britney Spears 20 years ago, she's still famous, but she's not recognizably famous to everybody, especially people that like you said are 19 or 20 years old person.
Yeah.
Right, recognizable. I mean, right, exactly.
Did she have her permanent eyeliner on?
I have no clue. But
was the matted blonde wig on? Did she have the matted blonde wig? Because I'd recognize that matted
I
blonde
would
wig.
But you
recognize
know,
the
I was
eyeliner.
told we might have relations, so I don't want to talk too bad about Britney.
You might have what? Relations?
We might be related
Oh, I
somewhere
thought you meant
down the
something else.
line.
Different thing.
I'm talking about like relations. No, I'm not gonna have relations with Brittany. But I don't want to talk too bad about it. But no, she you got to get expected. That's what security's there to do, is to protect. Especially they're gonna protect assets, to the organization like that. Oh, I'm not home, by the way. That's not my
One
fault.
Who's got that dog?
Mute your mics, guys. Mute your
Somebody got
mics
a dog going crazy.
from the husbands, the wives, the dogs. Let's keep them off. Let's keep them
I
off
just
the
watched the
stream.
video. I just watched the video. I didn't even know that
I'm
this was
trying
happening.
to
'Cause, like,
mute my mic.
yo,
Whose dog is that?
Okay, it's muted.
all right. So I just watched the video. I had no idea about this, right? And I watched it, and she came up from behind. She went to reach. She didn't even touch him. She reached up, and the security guard kind of did like a backwards sort of swing to like stop her, and her own hand hit her face. That's what.
That's what they were saying. Okay, wait. See that? I didn't know that video existed. I would have played it for you guys.
Yeah. It's like just a few seconds, and
And
so
was she all like,
no, you see her just from behind. But here's the thing. She's washed up. So obviously she's jumping on this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe someone she didn't even think of it. It was probably someone, because that's too clever for her at this point. Her brain,
I was thinking the same
her brain
thing,
is
Justin.
scrambled eggs at this point. Like between all the drugs and the like she was like what, home arrest or a psychological,
a lot of things. Many
she was
things.
stuck in home
Reasons.
prison for like years. And no, and I'm not saying it's like all her fault, or that there was just a lot of psychological things going on with her. She's cooked. Okay. No longer a celebrity, really. And had this been somebody who was like, say, prominent of today, right? Then it would make sense, where this person actually had social clout, they had fame, or they had notoriety, and they're saying, hey, wait a second, I was just coming to say hello to this person and congratulate them, and their security went off. That was completely uncalled for. I'd like a public apology. But this is coming from Britney Spears. Like, we're not in the early 2000s anymore, right?
True.
I just want to say that white women ain't shit. Somewhere
Why we gotta go there?
somewhere her father is sipping a Mai Tai with a clear conscience, knowing that he tried to save all of us from this bullshit. No, the free Britney and the campaign of victimhood, it had to happen. So the white man, he said, you know what, fuck this shit. We're gonna loose on the world. And now this is what we have. We have this weird ex-meth head, probably current meth head, doing all this weird twerking shit. I remember, you know what I mean, Jay? We done seen this woman
Yeah, she does it. Yeah, all these weird dances.
You know what I mean? She's slurring her speech. Her eyeliner is just, I don't know what the fuck is going on. She's just a mess. And clearly she can't take care of herself. Clearly she needs a sane human being in her life. But she's a train wreck, and we love train wrecks, so here we are.
I just need her to crash out another window with an umbrella again. I'm just waiting for another umbrella moment at this point. But no, I'm with Justin with the sense that immediately I was thinking, I don't feel like Britney is behind the publicity with this and the lawsuit and stuff. She can't put together two sentences. Like, she hasn't done anything for herself since 2008, right? And she's been through so many things. She's just a complete mess at this point. I really think this is a cash grab or some type of grab from her team, whoever those people are at this point. She's probably at home like, I'm suing her.
I'm suing somebody again.
You know,
Look, my dad, I told
And
my dad,
I
gave me
agree
my
with
mic.
you.
Prince of the Moon, the girl's been through a lot. No, Prince of the Moon, Britney Spears has not been through a lot. The children of Somalia have been through a lot.
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you,
Britney Spears is
Jesus.
some rich,
Thank
spoiled
you,
white
indeed.
woman who hasn't. I still would need footage of that crowd that was forming around her. This broad ain't seen maybe a crowd of dealers, maybe, I don't know, but this woman hasn't been around a crowd of actual fans since 2001. Since Obama was running for Senate. So no, she'll be.
Okay,
I
so
disagree.
What you got,
I'm sorry.
Dolores? What you got?
I
What you got?
disagree with Lily. Just fire her PR, because that was a bad PR move. It really was. It was just a way to make her noticeable and a victim, and it was really a really bad move, like super bad.
What
And
was
then I
releasing the
diverted.
statement?
Wait, are
Yeah,
you
just to-
saying that she was instructed like go up and try to like get his attention?
No,
knowing
I'm
that
saying the
they're gonna,
state.
like get the hell out of here, woman.
I'm saying the statement itself. Like, I think she knew what she was doing, of course. I think she saw this man and she was adamant she wanted his attention because everyone's supposed to know who she is. But once it happened and she was embarrassed, I think it was a PR move to write this statement to make her seem like the victim in the matter.
I'll go further though. Yeah, Justin, I think that someone told her that guy is the first round draft pick and that guy over there. I don't think that Brittany, as much of an airhead as she is, she was sitting there and knew, oh shit, look, is Victor Wem over there? I don't think so. I don't think so
either.
at all. I don't think so at all. I think someone said, yo, Brittany, that's such and such. That's the kid that blah, blah. She was like, who, where? I got the video though. I'm gonna play it for you guys.
Okay.
I really do think someone tapped her on her dizzy shoulder and was like, that
Yeah.
kid is blah, blah, blah. And you can tell by the way she's running up to him, like, who that? Okay, let me go over there.
That's what I'm saying. I
one, the
watched her
tall one?
body language, how she's like trotting up, like almost as if
Yeah.
someone's like, all right, Brittany, go there, like go on,
Yes.
you can do it. And she's like, okay.
Right. And I'm like, you're not gonna get press on my time, you little bitch. I don't
Yeah.
play with
You know
these.
that-
I
you
don't
know
play
the
with
whole
these
thing was
heifers.
just way too complex for her at this point.
Yeah, it is.
I
That's why I
agree.
was like, I don't. She cannot tie her shoes at this point. So
Right. So I'll play this video, and then No Saint has something else on his disc. I'm like, don't play.
David, was that your only story?
Lily, you think she
I
wears
had a
Crocs
story?
now?
No Saint. No Saint.
Oh,
Yeah, No Saint. Okay, let me just take down the banner so you can see the video. Let's play this video.
oh, that beautiful Bing footage.
Hey, look, it's me.
See, it's like a backhand like movement.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
They had no idea who she was. They had no idea. I mean,
No.
it's the same thing that happened to Busta Rhymes. You running up behind them, they don't know who you are. It's gonna play back. It's like,
What's she wearing?
oh my god.
Look, there's the crowd. It's like 4 people who were already there.
I want to pop her stylist in the mouth.
Oh, they are long gone. Whenever Brittany dresses herself, it's a wrap.
Fuck. She going fishing?
See, there you go. He literally just lifted his arm. Literally
Yeah,
just lifted his arm.
It was
Watch.
like,
They
yeah,
just-
it's like,
they-
hey, get back.
Watch this. Watch.
He's like, no, it was more of a block. Well, no, he swung it back. He swung it back, but that was her hands. That was her own hands.
Oh my god!
I'm
It
Britney
reminds
Spears,
me
and
when
I
we
would
were
like to
kids.
file a police report.
It
But hold
reminds me of
on,
elementary. It reminds me in elementary school when you say, "Hey kid, hold your hand up," and you go,
Is your hand bigger than your face?
But
Let me
you know
see.
what?
Yeah.
But you know what? It's no different. It's no different. I mean, we've done that at the clubs with our girlfriends. Like we walk by the crowd and then a guy's trying to reach out and then we move his arm. I know I've done it. So that was the type of thing. He wasn't really looking to see who it was. She looked like a crazy white woman, I'm sure.
"Yep."
And the kid didn't even know what was going on behind him. He has to watch his head doesn't hit the damn ceiling. And the entrance is the shit. He's not, you know what I mean? So, and that's my issue with her including him. It had nothing to do with him. This kid hasn't even been here a good 24 hours. You know what I mean? That's the issue I have. And because he's such like, you know what I mean? He's money. I'm surprised the NBA is like, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you can't already try to put something on him. Like she's putting, oh, the violence that we suffer and the violence behind closed doors. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You acted like a groupie and got treated like a groupie. Moving on. I saw him at a restaurant, but you had no idea who that kid is. You know how many tall people are in Vegas?
So it
Running
really did
around?
look like somebody set her up for that shit.
Didn't it?
'Cause I'm telling you, if you look at Brittany on any IG post, you can tell this girl don't know who anybody is at this point. So oh god, it was a
And
mess.
she's gonna know the first draft pick of fucking them. Really?
I mean, I didn't even know who he was.
Right.
She was really out there running around in them Dolly Parton boots, man. Like,
Oh, listen.
No,
No,
and-
she's
and
the worst.
she's the worst. Whenever she has to dress herself, and her tracks are gonna always show.
Oh god.
Always. I have never not seen them damn tracks ever.
Whatever
Leave-
that top
leave-
was from the Sesame Street Live collection, like what the fuck?
She's gonna always wear that too. She's
And
gonna
some
always have
yoga
the
pants.
Yep.
She look like a
Horrible,
5-year-old
horrible.
with her makeup.
Right. All right. No Saint has something else from that desk. What do you got from your desk? No
Yes,
Saint?
yes. So today in El Paso, Texas, Patrick Cruz was convicted in federal court to 90 consecutive life sentences for the murder of 23 people at a Walmart. Cruz's drove 11 hours from Allen, Texas to El Paso with the intent to kill as many Latino people as possible. The shooting started in the parking lot of the El Paso Walmart. Cruz was heard saying, "Go back to your homeland." Cruz still faces a Texas state trial where the DA said that the death penalty will be pursued.
I don't even remember that shooting. There's so many. I don't remember that one.
Isn't that
Right.
just
You
remarkable?
got to make an example out of them. The Latino vote is important next year.
Well,
Yeah, I don't remember. Who was that one? Which one was it? What was his name?
his name was Patrick Cruzes. So Crusius.
And he drove for hours.
11 hours. He lived 11 hours. And my whole thing is when we talk, and we've said this several times on the show, people say, "Oh, people are just saying so." The politicians, they're just saying it. No, people are listening. When you sit there and scapegoat a particular people, there are crazy people that are going to act on it. And that's why when people say, well, you know, whatever, I'll use DeSantis's name, but you know who I'm talking about. When they say things like, you know, we need to build the wall, they're taking our jobs and all this kind of garbage. People are listening and looking for a reason why their life's so shitty. And then they go ahead and drive 11 hours and decide they're going to murder all these people because I guess you could tell who was illegal and who wasn't. And what's really crazy about El Paso, well, not crazy, what's really factual about El Paso is most of the people there are from Mexican descent because that's where their families have been for hundreds of years.
Right.
So it's kind of, people don't.
Pre-America.
But the crackers will cracker, don't Saint.
Look, listen,
You know it's a shame. Wait, you know it's a shame. I pulled this guy's picture up. I swear to you, I've never seen his face before. I actually thought who you were talking about was the other shooter that was live streaming like a video. It looked like a video game when he was shooting. That's what I thought you were talking
that
about.
was
but
in Buffalo.
Right,
Yeah.
but I pull up this guy. I've never seen this guy.
Yeah,
and then
that
when you said Walmart shooter, I thought it was the Walmart shooter who worked at Walmart. That's how many of these there are.
You're right. But this one was, I remember it. It happened probably around, maybe it might have been a little over a year ago it happened. And the fact that he was going there hunting, basically, just kind of like the Buffalo mass shooter, looking for minorities to kill. But this guy was committed because he drove 11 hours to do it.
And I'm glad you said that because, again, it's the radicalization.
Yes.
And people on YouTube do it. And this is why I'm the red flag girl. That's why I say red flag them, because they keep talking, you know what I mean, to crowds of people. And then they work those people up. And they're usually sitting in their ivory towers. They're usually sitting there like, hey, I didn't send people in the Capitol. I just said, it wasn't me. Right? That usually happens. But have to watch the language. RIP to them poor souls. This is disgusting. And I mean, killing him doesn't even matter, but I mean, it's good they're going to kill him. But I mean, that's a lot of lives he took with him.
Well, he still has to be tried in federal court. I mean, in state court. But,
he's going to get the death
Texas
penalty.
tries him pretty quick. So.
Yeah. They're going to throw him in the oil. They're going to throw him in the oil.
Yeah.
There you go.
He was 21 at the time of the shooting. It was in 2019. And
how did this one get past me?
Because we can't keep up with our
because there's so many, Jen, for real.
So many.
I don't even recall this one myself.
Yeah, because I'm like, cruises. That's horrible. Oof. I'm not even gonna lie. I was in Walmart the other day. You know, you guys know I'm packing, but I was like, let's see, what corner would I go to so I could shoot back if I had to, right? Because it's not like I would. No, listen, it's not like I would confront someone with a fucking AK, right? I'm not that crazy, but I'm like, I was in a space where I had no choice but to, I'm like, what could I use as barricades? This is how we're thinking at Walmart.
Right, seriously.
This is how we're
That's how I
fucking
think.
thinking at Walmart.
Yeah. Time to get your close quarters training, Jen.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I got a good friend, Carrie Trainer, who's an excellent gun trainer and self-defense trainer, and the whole like bleeding out. He does it. He's an all one-stop shop. He's coming out to Nevada. And I asked him, like, you know what I mean? He's coming out. He does a tour, like training people. And I asked him, like, how much is the course? And he was like, get out of here. You my people. Nothing for you. And I was like, he privileged. So,
Yeah, I know what you,
It's good
That
to know
is.
stuff.
I know what you're saying, Jen. I when I'm on a plane, I'll count the rows to the exit door in case the cabin fills up with smoke. I need to know where the exit is.
I'll always sit at the
Not the
exit
same
row.
thing.
I'll stay. Well, if I can, I will. I'll sit behind
Yeah.
a car like so many feet in case someone comes behind me and tries to block me. And I'm always.
this is how we're
thinking
thinking. This is crazy. We all got
That's how I always
PTSD now.
Oh
I always sit at
Oh
the
my God.
emergency exit window on the train. I never sit with my back to the door at the restaurant. all of
Never.
these things, Yeah.
Yep. All
Oh,
of
we're
them.
gonna have a problem then. We're
I'm
all
also
gonna be.
sitting
We're
at-
gonna
No,
all be with our. We're gonna all be with our back against the wall. What's up, Jen? What's up?
How
gonna
you
look
doing,
like a
Jose?
How you doing, David?
News
Wow.
anchors. Hey, whoa,
Everybody's gonna be sitting with their backs against the wall. Being beat up.
Seriously.
Also making
Seriously.
my business always
Can
sit
draw
back in
straws
the
who's
plane.
sitting with their back to the door.
I never sit in the front of the plane, nor do I do first class. Because if a plane goes down, most likely everyone who's closest to the front dies first.
If the planes go down anyway, everybody's going to die. It
Everybody
doesn't
gonna
matter
die.
where you sit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
fractions of seconds
No,
there.
no. For probability's sake, it has been stated that if the plane were to go down, if you survive it, you're most likely in the back of the plane.
Yeah, that's been
Yeah,
something.
I'll-
I'm not
I'll
sure if
get
that's
in the
been
front.
proven, but that's been around since I remember them talking about that when I was a kid.
Mhm.
So
What does the fireman say?
it's undetermined.
Okay.
I'm determined.
Yeah, because
I mean, the people,
the
listen,
gas
the
is in
people,
the
the
back.
people that went in the World Trade Center, they all died. So, you know.
R.I.P.
careful with it.
R.I.P.
Yeah. If you are in one of those big planes and you do happen to hit a building like the Pentagon or Twin Towers, you might survive because the plane will just vanish.
That's true. That's true.
But he's here all week, guys.
Remember to tip your waitress.
Yeah, the waitresses are working hard. Okay, so this story, moving on. No one else has anything from their desk before I move on?
Not
Nah.
tonight.
Okay, all right, good. So we got plenty.
That's why I didn't bring anything.
Black fishing versus Latina fishing.
Is
Do
this
you
like
guys-
catfishing but for like brown and black people?
That sounds like a white man's dream.
Kind of,
Which shall I choose today?
sort of.
I'm gonna go fishing. Let me see what I got. Oh, I gotta be a Latina.
Unhand me. Unhand me. Okay. So, black fishing is something that became popular online. Basically, short definition: white girls tanning, trying to look "quote unquote" black, right? So they was like, "Oh, you're black fishing, you're black fishing, you're black fishing." But I don't know. I sit back and I ponder and I watch these girls, right? That they're talking about are black fishing, and I'm like, "That's Latina fishing. They look Latin. They don't look." Black. When you think of a whole community of people, I'm like, they actually look like they're Latina fishing. But you guys judge for yourself. I have a video because
Okay, good.
there's a girl who most recently, she's pretty famous. She's Travis. What the fuck is his name? Help me out, guys.
Barker?
Travis
Travis Barker?
Travis Barker's daughter. Travis Barker is lately
182.
dating and just put a gut of himself inside of Kourtney Kardashian. She's pregnant. So his daughter is now rapping. And she's catching a
Wait, this
lot
little
of heat.
thing? Oh God!
So
Sorry, I'm
she's
just looking at pictures.
just watch your mic, man. So she's being accused of black fishing, right? But I'm looking at her and I'm like, she doesn't. I wouldn't look at her and say, "Oh, you're trying to look like a black woman." You guys be the judge. I'm just here to start shit.
Travis Barker's daughter is under fire for blackfishing because she went from this to this. You see, she didn't just dye her hair. She went from her usual blonde hair look to a long black wig, full face makeup with bold lip liner, and false eyelashes. And that's why some people believe she's trying to look like a black person. But that's not all, because aside from blackfishing, she's also accused of something else, stealing Ice Spice's signature look just for changing her black long wig to bright orange like Ice Spice. And of course, this caused a stir on TikTok, making people wonder, why is she trying so hard to change her looks? This is Alabama, Travis Barker's teenage daughter, and ever since she was born, she's been exposed to fame.
Okay, so here's my question. Everybody ready to get triggered? Yeah!
Go for
The
it.
triggers are late. Okay.
Is there a bell for this?
There's
yeah,
no
we
bell
gotta-
for that yet.
Oh, okay.
We don't have a bell.
We got the race bell, but is this a race
This
bell or
is
an
race,
ethnicity?
yeah.
This is race.
This is right.
All right, then fuck it. Let's do race. I thought this was an ethnicity bell and I didn't have them. Well, Lily, here we are. Okay. So this is what I see. And you guys could jump in and tell me, no, Jen, that's not it. This is what I see. I see a girl who's trying to look like black girls that are trying to look like Latin girls. Or
Okay,
at least white adjacent.
Okay,
That's
because
what
that's
I
where I
see.
was about to go with it. That's where I was going to go with it.
I'll pass the mic. And wait, just to be sure, because I want us to grasp, I want us to dissect the fuck out of this before we get into the right topic. I want you to take another look.
Travis Barker's daughter is under fire for blackfishing because she went from this to this. You see, she didn't just dye her hair. She went from her usual blonde hair look to a long black wig, full face makeup with bold lip liner, and false eyelashes. And that's why some people believe she's trying to look like a black person. But that's not all, because aside from blackfishing, she's also accused of something else, stealing Ice Spice's signature look just for changing her black long wig to bright orange like Ice Spice. And of course, this caused a stir.
That looks like the quintessential Latina in the hood. I grew up in the South Bronx, okay? You go to California, that looks like the Chicanas with the dark black lip liner, with the long hair, and that is what I see. So that's why I said she's trying to look like the black girls that are trying to look like the Latin girls. But I'll pass the mic.
Yeah, so
I
that's
see.
where I was going to go with it.
Go ahead, Lily. I want to hear this.
Yeah, I was going to say what she's doing is ratchet fishing, right?
That's what I was
Okay.
thinking.
All right. But who's doing the Latin fishing?
We call it urban, Lily. God, what is urban?
urban fishing. Urban fishing. Pardon me. Let me have some class. But I feel like a lot of these black girls, like the celebrities, they're Latin fishing because they get lighter every year, okay? And they getting more spicy Latina every year. Because I'm just like, oh, delicious. Oh, wow, girl. Hola.
You like hola.
You know, it's like, oh wow, I didn't know, you know. And I'm noticing every time I look around, people are just getting lighter and lighter and more Latin and Latin, and I'm just like, okay. So yes, I do agree with you on that. I feel like she was going for one thing and ended up somewhere else, but I guess she ended up doing what she was. Probably that's it. I don't know. Y'all go ahead with this. I don't know what was going on.
I think this
Tova
has
said-
just become this.
Tova said she's ghetto fishing, stripper fishing. Jay Kavasi, what's a bit of a reach? You said that's a bit of a reach. What's a bit of a reach? Say it with your chest.
I love the ratchet on Mr. Justin's screen.
Mm.
So it's all one big, dumb, generic social media look for me, and it comes in every color. I don't see it moving in color. I see dark-skinned girls doing it. I see, Irish girls doing it, whatever. Grab a ridiculously long and full wig with appropriate amounts of baby hair, and if your nose isn't highlight your nose to make it appear different. You know what I mean? It's just all one generic
contouring.
look that I'm seeing. It becomes, it's sort of like a, I don't know. It's almost like the mask or the uniform now for so many of these social media girls that, they're all just looking like one thing to me.
I understand the point being made here, but when I saw her, I just didn't think black fishing or Latin fishing. She looks like the fat trailer trash white girl with 4 or 5 black baby daddies. White woman, 6 mixed kids who defends using the N word, and that's what I
Met
saw.
my neighbor.
Your neighbor.
That's what I saw.
Like she could be on stage with Jerry Springer.
That's it.
Like,
That's all I saw.
catch me outside.
With the yes.
The evolution. The
Catch me outside. How
evolution.
about that?
Exactly. You know she sounds like that too.
Exactly what I saw.
Catch me outside. How about that? Dr.
How
Phil
about
was
that?
like,
2023.
Dr. Phil was like, I'm sorry, catch you what? Catch me
was
outside.
that
How about
English?
that? I mean, catch me outside. I'm sorry, what? Catch you where?
Slower.
Period.
So you-
Periana. Period. Periana.
You said she's trying to be a rapper.
Yes, I wish I had the video. Yeah, she did drop the rap song. She actually did.
I bet it's a gem.
And we're not going to negate the fact that she's a teenager. Because every time I see, she went from being like a 5-year-old to a stripper, and like
Like a lot of the girls online. Like a lot of the girls online.
Yeah, that's true. This is a new. Yeah.
On my Vegatron, he's asking me. They had Mexicans in the Bronx. You really got to get out y'all hood. Y'all don't know shit about the fucking world. Yes, Mexicans are all over the world. Chicanas are Mexican. You don't call Mexicans Latinos, but Mexicans call themselves Latino and Latino. So it don't matter what you call them. It matters what they call themselves. For the records. Sarah C says, people who blackfish try to look racially ambiguous. The goal is to look more like Beyonce, not Naomi Campbell. So that's an interesting thing, right? Because when you say blackfish, I'm thinking of the word black, and you look at, let's say, when you say black woman, black women, black girls, do you think 25 inches of European hair? Do you think lighter skin? Do you think thinner noses? Right? Do you think that? Because that's not those aren't the aesthetics that come to my mind when I think black people, black women. With that said, before people come at me, yes, black comes in different shades and colors and blah blah. But I'm saying collectively as a unit. If I tell you Asian, you're not thinking this face, are you? You're not. A spade is a spade. You're not. If I tell you, no, I'm Asian, you're going to be like, oh shit, you don't look Asian. And you're going to say, I don't look Asian, because that's not what you picture, right? So when I picture black women, for them to say black fishing, I don't picture the looks that girl had. I picture maybe Mexican in California. I picture maybe the trailer trash that Haran was talking about. So I don't know where that came from, but just like everything else that spawns online, it doesn't make much sense.
Well, Jen,
has nothing.
Before I saw the image, just real quick, I thought that I was going to expect to see cornrows, and like that's what I was really expecting to see cornrows, right?
Okay.
Because I'd imagine that hairstyle was developed by black people. So I've seen that before, and I was like, okay, that's blackfishing, sure. But she didn't have that. It was just like straight hair, and that's it.
Maybe it's more from her look and maybe her demeanor, like how she acts. Like you said, she wants to be a rapper, so is her demeanor more than her looks?
Dolores, are you about to say she was acting black? Because then that needs to be defined.
Yeah, because yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Thank you for showing the term up for me. But yeah, she's trying to act black, and I think that's maybe where it's coming from.
Order in the court.
Listen, I think this comes from.
One second, I just want to say one thing, Jen. In reference to what you were saying in terms of what you're thinking about when you think of the word black, I think it depends on the context. When we're thinking about entertainment, 9 times out of 10, the version that she's trying to present, that is often the version associated with being successful in the world of entertainment.
Minus the BBL.
Oh, that's probably coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
She probably already has an appointment for her 18th birthday or something.
What you think, No Saint? What say you?
I'm in my mind. I'm going back and forth because I hear people criticize black women for trying to, or black men. Oh, he's acting white. So I don't think it's strictly because she's white she gets all this flack. But I sometimes wonder if it's like because, like for me, I sit there and think, well, okay, these people like certain things. Like if someone copies an artist, a drummer, or a thing, that's supposed to be like a compliment. You know what I mean? Like a compliment. But I think because she can dive into like Blackfish, Latina fish, but she can come out of it whenever she wants. Maybe that's where some of the pushback comes, because like the whole, it bothers me. The whole term cultural appropriation bothers me because that's what humans have done throughout history is culturally appropriate. That's nothing unique to America and our different races in America. So when someone says, oh, this person can't do this, well, why not? Maybe they like it and maybe it's a compliment. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this particular person, but like I saw one of the comments, I think one of the comments on the video when you were playing it, and I'm just like, oh no, it was Ice Spice thing. I'm like, I'm looking at that saying to myself, was Ice Spice the first one? Maybe she copied Ronald McDonald. I don't know.
No.
Maybe she culturally appropriated Ronald McDonald's hair. I mean, it just bothers me when people say, "Oh, she took this person's look." No, she did. Maybe she did. People used to dress up like Madonna, but it wasn't a big deal. It was like, I like Madonna. I'm going to dress like Madonna.
There's trends, and maybe
so that kind of stuff just to me,
But
it's ridiculous.
But I'm gonna tell you why I feel like it triggers people. It's because black women can't make it off of their own image. You're right. Like a lot of times it's harder for a black woman to make it big, and even if she does make it big, a white woman will make it even bigger off of a black woman's image. And I think that's where
true.
it's I think that's where it's
but
like
that's
that point of
strictly that's
contention.
because of the demographics.
Right.
That's what that's about. Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, even though that's what that's about, it still exists, and that's where the vitriol comes from. Where it's like, oh, so I can't wear cornrows, but that Becky bitch wears cornrows, and everybody's running, and she's now in Vogue magazine, and it's so stylish for her to wear. So and that comes, we discussed on the show before. We're tribal. People are tribal. I don't care what it is. And I use Point Break, for instance, like the surfers. They were real surfers, born and raised into that. And then Keanu Reeves comes and they're like, go back to the valley, man. Because they knew he wasn't of that light. They knew he wasn't a real surfer. And that happens with all of us. I don't care if you could be a fireman. You know what I mean? And then some guy comes out and he's like, I just do paperwork. He never ran in a building. You guys are going to have something to say about that. You're going to be like, this fucking punk's never ran in the building.
I'll say that what you say, but in this sense, I'm not talking about, I'm thinking of my thing, like when people used to, all of a sudden the Saints are winning, 15 games a year and they went to a Super Bowl and, my mom and my sister suddenly watched that saying, oh, fucking bandwagoners. I get, but in my mind, I'm like, but who cares? You know what I mean? Of course, people like winners.
It's first world problems, but it's these people aren't starving for water, but it stings a little bit. You know what I mean? It stings a little bit. We got this white girl, this privileged white girl doing the dark eyeliner. I mean, this is like it's our tribal paint, that that brown fucking lip liner, bitch. That's like our tribal paint.
Definitely, I've seen that. Yeah,
like
the dark eyeliner and
the baby
California.
hairs. Like we get each other ready like that. You know what I mean? Like we do each other's hair and it's close to our culture. It's not a costume, you fucking bitch. So we get emotional, but of course we have to pause and be like, man, whatever, bitch, whatever. You'll never be one of us. But it triggers. It's triggering, and I understand why it's triggering. So I don't completely dismiss it. Like, oh, what are y'all talking? Because I understand it triggers. We are tribal. Humans are tribal. Thank you so much, Team Fatty, for this super chat. We need to do a show together, Jen. Let's do it. You could cam up tonight if you like. Okay. So anything else on Miss Hip Hop?
Well, I thought Sarah C's comment was funny. She said,
"Oh, what she said?
Isn't Ice Spice mimicking Annie?"
Oh,
Right.
Oh wow.
That is the first thing I thought when I saw
Right.
her. That I-
listen.
Me too.
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was
Right.
a joke when I
As
saw
if,
Ice
as if
Spice.
she or Carrot Top. I mean, like as if like
Right.
she's the first one to have shocking orange hair. Come on.
Well, but I will
Yeah.
say, if you think it does have a history, the more I think about it, people going in blackface, just like you're saying, making money off of it. I realize it's a little bit deeper
Yeah, it's deep.
in those communities.
It's
than-
not only that,
than a
it's
white
just-
person might
it-
see on the surface. Yeah.
It's just for centuries, white people have taken everything. So then it's like, oh, now you're going to take our, the
Baby
notes of our
hair?
culture too.
I know, but I'm just
Maybe-
saying.
Now you wanna take our
I
cultural
get
look?
what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but if everybody played that game, we wouldn't advance in civilization. It's like, oh, you can't have this idea because my people made it. I mean, no, we borrow from everybody. Everybody borrows from everybody.
Yeah, but when you're
But the problem is that the original person can't succeed off of their own stuff. That's where the problem. This particular demographic, which is the black
I get
community,
you. Yeah, I
has
get
a harder time. So that's why it hurts harder for the black community as opposed to the rest of the world, because it's
Right.
just a different
Right, because
thing.
that sort of thing's been happening all throughout Europe for hundreds of years, the Middle East through hundreds of years, all across Asia for the hundreds of years, because it's so jam packed. Like all these countries are like jammed
Yeah.
together, and they have to get along. There's been trade routes, there's been wars,
No,
there's
but
been
they don't have to.
alliances, and well, they have to, because where are you going to go? Like they can't separate the land. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so
that's why they conquer that's why they go.
Right. Well, yeah, they trade off, but in that
Yeah.
there's trading. I mean, think about the spice trade, the silk trade, like how we got IPAs from India, like that whole thing. Like there's tons of it. But I guess
Algebra.
your point, Dolores. Yeah, good point. Mathematics. But like those that created it, they still were able to say, hey, we made this. And history would still say like, hey, yeah, look who made this back in the day. Like silk came from over here, and it was part of this whole trade thing. You know what I'm saying? And whereas I get what Dolores is saying, where the original isn't really propped up or supported in that sense.
Right, not at all. And again, that's where the vitriol comes from, that we can't monetize our look, but Kim Kardashian could run around in cornrows, and it's like, oh, hey, look how chic. So chic
Right.
when she does it. And I think the pushback, though, that I see a lot from white people, the pushback I see a lot is like, it's the irony is that Black people capitalize off of whiteface, what I would call whiteface or white adjacent, and then white people capitalize off of the quote unquote blackfishing or acting black. That's what's interesting, because if you notice, all our Black pop stars are sitting on the blonde wigs. They do not take off those blonde wigs. Hi, Lily. You know what I'm saying?
I'll start my skin bleaching tomorrow.
Whoa.
Right,
Exhibit A.
But they,
but here's
hair
the thing.
color and skin color, like she's tanning. You know what I'm saying? Hair color, your clothes that you put on, but you're tanning your skin to portray someone else. Why? To say that you're more talented? Because Eminem was white and he's a hell of a rapper. So I don't like what's her purpose? You know what I'm saying?
I think her purpose is to join into what's popular. And right now, unless you're Taylor Swift, white girls are just not popular. Like straight up.
I was thinking
Becky,
the same thing. It makes her
Like-
stand out. Like,
Yeah.
oh, look what the heck she's doing. She's so different than what she was. Like
a
wow.
straight up Becky, they not popping. What's popping now is the Ice Spices and the Cardi B's and what have you. However, when Black women and Latin women in the in rap and in pop culture, whatever, are popping, they are white adjacent. That is what they're doing. The hair is not the texture that grows out of the hair. Cardi B's wigs, that's not how her hair grows out of her head. The wig that Ice Spice has that she's wearing, that's not the texture of her hair. We saw the Little Orphan Annie. That is not her hair texture. So it's like Black and Latin go white adjacent, and then white go Black and Latin adjacent. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But then you look at who props the people up like her. What that makes them big is usually the Black community.
Oh yes,
right. That makes
And
these type of girls to go big.
And the hair and beauty industries.
Right.
Yeah, and that goes back to it's a unique, like I guess unique, not really, because a lot of people are doing it, but it's kind of a unique thing. It's just like the black guy, the Herman Cain's. All of a sudden, they're in the Republican Party, and all the white people are supporting them, right? Oh look, that's a good one over there.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we'll support him. Same thing with people going into black. We're gonna invite him to the barbecue. He's not the nerdy, corny white guy that he's a cool white guy.
All right. So on that note, let's get rid of Becky and let's get into the meat and taters. Let's get into the meat and taters tonight, guys. Hold on to your hats and your underwear.
Can I say something just real quick before you jump into that?
Absolutely.
What's with celebrities naming their kids after states and cities? What the hell? Why did they name their kids like Brooklyn or Cincinnati or Alabama? Like, why are you doing that?
Alabama.
You sound retarded.
Dakota didn't really age well.
No,
Dakota. I don't know. It's
terrible. And they're the only ones that do that. And when you hear somebody say that, like, call their kid over, like, come on over, Detroit. You're like, what? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that to your poor child? Naming them after a city or a state. Come on. Like, use your imagination.
It's got to be kind of cool
opening
sounding,
an
though, because it
atlas.
can't be like, say, hey, New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Could you just bring me a glass of water?
Chattanooga, if you don't stop it.
Chattanooga.
But I was on the subway. This is a couple years ago, and I saw this woman. She was sitting there with her two kids, and they were like just going crazy on the subway. They were like 5 and 6 years old, and it was like that kind of day. She was just up to here with them, and she yells at me. She gets it. She goes, "Spatula, behave!"
Come on.
And I'm like, "Wait, did I just hear?"
Wow.
Maybe it's a nickname. That's got to be a nickname.
Svetlana is the full name. Yeah, what's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow's daughter's name.
Apple.
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 Well, some kind of work. I mean, I think Austin kind of works.
Austin works. Austin works.
Because those are real names too.
Yeah.
What about numbers and colors like Blue Ivy, and 7?
No. I've got a friend who's named their daughter's middle name Blue,
cute.
and I was like, "You are trying too hard to be cool. You're just letting everyone know that you're not cool because you're trying so damn hard. You dummy."
Hey, listen.
You know what?
You don't remember the kids in court, real quick, Lily? You don't remember the kids in court, or the people that had to go to court because they named their son Adolf Hitler?
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
That's a hard
Mental abuse.
Right.
Wow.
Talk about
name.
putting a target on your kid's back. Why would you do that?
Really?
They might scare those kids. If he's naming his kid Adolf Hitler, imagine what he'll do to you if you pick on him.
Right.
Mom, who am I named after?
There'll be a who picked on your son? Okay, we'll go get the
You
cross
named after
tonight.
a German painter.
Stick it in your yard. Burn it.
A German painter. Am I losing my curls? Am I losing my fucking curls because it's hot in here?
Probably. You probably done got a whole press by now.
New York has been ridiculous. by
No,
the way.
horrible.
I mean, I know the Southwest has been, but New York has been just.
No, New York has
stupid.
been. I can't believe it's so hot. I mean,
The
it's just
swamp.
Oh, yeah, I can't even go outside. It's so hot. It's just ridiculous.
All right, main topic, family. Let's get into this. It's very interesting, and it's something. I had an epiphany, right? And we had an epiphany here together. As a matter of fact, we kind of came to it, together. We came at the same time.
We
It's
did,
Friday,
and it was
bitches.
good. It was good.
It's Friday,
That shit was
bitches.
good.
Okay, so no saying it's like I'm about to live with these motherfuckers for a week.
Yeah, that's what's about to happen, actually. Yep.
Okay, so right, in the age of the social media explosion, YouTube explosion, a lot of Black podcasters are holding Black women accountable, right? That's the running theme, holding Black women accountable, right? And the more I listen, right, we hear things like, you know, a Black woman's supposed to speak life into her man. She's supposed to speak life into her man. She's supposed to build her man. She's supposed to work with her man. She's supposed to do the 50-50. She has to bring something to the table. And then we hear Black women let the government chase us out the home. The Black women let them, you know what I mean? So the men are admitting that they had to leave the home in the 70s, right? Because the Black women preferred the government assistance, right? And then we hear Black women don't know how to raise. They're all single mothers. They don't know how to raise their children. They don't. So then, you know, I guess you're telling me that, you know, Black women are being left to raise these children on their own. Where are the fathers, right? And we all kind of came to an epiphany. We were like, wait a minute. If men of any culture or ethnicity, right, are depending on the women to keep that culture and that community intact, then that's a matriarchal society, right? Community that's depending on the women to lead, to bear the children, to raise the children, to make the money, to build the men. Well, I mean, we're talking about fucking the Wonder Woman movie, right? We got these Amazons running around and they're supposed to be taking care of the community and not only the children, but the men as well. So I have a video. And it's very, very, it echoes a lot. What this man is saying echoes a lot throughout YouTube channels. I see a lot of Black men saying what this man has said. They're all insisting that women in general are supposed to build the Black man that they want, which means he is not built already. He has to be made by the Black woman. I find that very interesting because it's really, and anybody could correct me if I'm wrong, y'all want to get jazzy, the link is pinned to the top. You could jump up on the panel. James, I know you probably lurking and watching. You already come up on the panel. Okay? So feel free to come up. Let's discuss this. Let's dissect it. But from the outside looking in, right, as a Latina, we had a white guy up here that said the same thing. No Saint said he's never heard the phrase, speak life into your man. So we're from the outside looking in, and we're wondering why Black men need all this aid. Now, I know people are going to retort, because of slavery and oppression. However, Black women have suffered the same, yet you're looking for her to be the backbone. The math ain't mathin'. So I'm going to play this video for you because there's a sentiment across the board that I've seen over and over and over again, where Black men are insisting that Black women have to make them leaders. So let's play this guy. And you got to listen real closely because he's on his, you know, Barry White. So he's trying to do this and he's kind of talking. Yes, I have some that. He's doing that shit.
Do we got subtitles?
Yeah. I'll pay it. The link is pinned. It's not pinned. It's pinned. Don't play with me. It's not pinned. Come on. Who wants the smoke? Come up. I thought I pinned it. Come get this smoke.
Well, that's how I got in here.
It was pinned to the top, right?
That's right.
All right. Somebody's lying.
Scroll up. Don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy. Where is it? I'll drop it again and I'll repin it. Whoever wants to come up, because it's going to get spicy now. It's going to get spicy. All right. I just dropped it again. Let me go in the chat. It's definitely pinned. So you guys want to come up and argue. Let's argue. So here's the video. And again, I'll play it twice if I have to, because I'm telling you, that's how he sounds. Okay, here is the video. Listen to what he's telling her. And then I got a couple questions, or anybody else want to chime in, I'll pass the mic. But I want to know if you've ever heard any other race or ethnicity expect this from a woman. Here we go. I guess okay, watch your mics too. Back there, sound like you're building shit. Okay.
Just because you ain't had no money, you left me?
Had to.
That ain't right. I don't like that.
If I'm making more money than him,
You should help him get some more money.
How am I going to do that, though? If I have my own career, I'm doing what I'm doing.
A woman's supposed to be a helpmate.
I feel like a man is supposed to be that for a girl.
A man's supposed to be a leader.
You right.
You're supposed to help him be a better leader.
So I was in the wrong. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy.
You looking for a daddy.
I ain't looking for a daddy. I got my own money. I got my own money. I could do what I do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need a guy for money.
But you want one.
I want a man to be stable. If I was to leave him, I want him to be...
So he wasn't stable?
He was okay, but I was making more than him.
So he was stable though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So why are you leaving then? You said you just want.
Because he wasn't doing better than me. I need a guy doing better than me. And if he's not doing better than me, then
I guess I feel like it would have been more real if you'd have helped him get to where you.
I'll start off by saying something. The reason why the black man, in many reasons, is in the space that he is right now is because he continues to put his mother on the pedestal.
Can't hear you. You're giving us the quiet storm, Haran.
The reason why, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Now.
Yes, sir.
The reason why the black man is, many of these black men are in the state that they're in right now is because they continue to put their mothers on a pedestal. Look, I respect my mother, but I don't put her on a pedestal. And when you put your mother on a pedestal, you're constantly going through life trying to appease your mom. And many black men are trying to appease their moms or appease their sisters or appease all these people, all these women in their lives and so on and so forth. And they never take the opportunity to really sit down and understand and think about who they are and stand in their own square. Instead, these ideas that this particular gentleman was spewing out, it sounds disgusting. I mean, it sounds like you can't even. I mean, does she hold your penis when you're peeing too? Like, what else is it?
Some people are into that.
You can't do by yourself, because at what point in time are you a self-contained, functioning human being? At what point in time does that happen? I'll pass the microphone on that.
Hold on, because I knew this was going to happen. Dwayne Rhodes, you said, how about a timeout? Stop talking about black men. Do your talking points about Hispanic, Spanish, or Latinx. Do you have a problem with the content? Say yes or no, so I know whether to block you right now. Just say yes or no, because you know me, I'm about action. I'm about action, all right? You guys like jerking off. I like fucking. Do you have a problem with the content? Yes or no? And I'll 86 your ass right out of here. If you don't like the content, fuck off. You don't control my channel. Go make your own fucking YouTube channel and you go talk about Hispanics over there. I talk about everybody on this bitch. And nobody is exempt. And nobody is beyond reproach. Hit me with a yes or no, and I'll bounce you out of here.
He said, no, I don't.
Okay, good. Then let's rock. Passing the mic.
So I called my oh, hold on, let our guest go first, and then I'll
Oh yes, Dolores. What say you? I'm curious.
Well, both of them on both parts, I think, are thinking that relationships wrong. Relationships is a partnership. You know what I'm saying? I'm married. Been married for 8 years. My husband is a ex-con. So we've been through some struggles together. You know what I'm saying? I had to find out who I was as a woman, as a wife when we got married, and being a wife to an ex-con. It was hard. We in Georgia. Georgia, you can't get an apartment if you're ex-con. You don't supposed to really get a job, you know, unless it's through a temp service in Georgia. But me being who I am, I've always know is more than one way to skin a cat. So I was with my husband as he was going through these transitions as a partner. Now, did I baby him? Hell no, not at all. Like, no excuses. Okay, you did time in prison. Okay, a lot of people did. You was over convicted. You know, okay, you got yourself out of prison. So if you get yourself out of prison, you could make it in these streets. You could make it and you could survive. So I didn't baby him, but we also had a partnership. So I understood it was hard for him. So I didn't coddle him and be like, it's going to be okay. But I didn't be like, you're not doing enough either. We had to understand each other. We had to communicate and get through it and understand, like, I go through my shit, you go through your shit, and we help each other. But to say I had to lift him up, nah. Now, do I encourage him? Hell yeah, because he know to be with me and to be in this relationship with me, I do have standards, and so does he. But I don't feel like all black women don't do that. Some black women, they do because they don't know who they are. So they will sit there and be a mother to a motherless man. A lot of people, like you said, It's about the mothers and they, lifting their mothers up. Some of these men act this way because they don't have mothers figures and they're looking for it. They go to women who's going to cook for them all the time and pay all their bills and let them sit in the house and play video games at 30 and 40 years old, because they're looking for a mother figure. Instead of saying, get up, get out, be a man. Man that doesn't work doesn't eat, right?
Right.
But then we sit there and we put them on a pedestal they don't deserve, and that's when the problem comes in.
Dolores, can I ask you, were you with him prior to him going in? Were you guys,
So
were
you
you guys
lost
together?
So we was high school sweethearts and we was married, but he was in the streets. I'm more corporate. My mother kind of, you don't date people from jail. This how I was raised. So he wasn't in jail when I met him. We married. We had one child. We divorced. He went to prison. I remarried, had 2 more children, divorced again. He got out and we just communicated as friends, but we're older. I saw the change in him and we just started dating again. In the midst of us dating, we learned the different laws. He was in South Carolina. I was in Georgia. They didn't want him here with his son. They was like, well, y'all divorced before, so y'all could divorce again. We remarried because of the justice system. Let me explain. He was over convicted. They gave him 25 to 30 years for a crime that should have been 5. Okay. He fought his way out. When he got out, they still put him on probation. And they wanted him to live in a halfway house. So as we was dating, I was like, okay, how long you have to live in this halfway house? He said, for 5 to 10 years. So they over convict you and then you still have to live like you still in prison. Yes. So we try to figure out a way out of it so he can get a job and come with his family. So we got married. We made an agreement to get married, and the judge, once we got married, the judge signed him off and actually took him off for parole once we got married, completely took him off. And he moved to Georgia and we just continued from there. And we hit a lot of roadblocks.
It sounds like you built the leader you wanted. He didn't come that way. You built him. You helped him with the parole, and you helped him at the halfway house, and you helped, like, you literally made the man that you wanted because he didn't come that way to you. He didn't present himself that way to you.
He got himself out of prison. I wasn't with him when he got himself out of prison. So to me, he was already that leader to fight his way out of prison. I wasn't even in contact with him when he was in prison. Again, I had a mind thought, when you lead yourself in prison, you stay in prison. I didn't even let my son go and see him in prison because I didn't know what mentally was going to do to him. I didn't really dig into the prison aspect until I realized all the shit he had to go through once he got out. And I'm like, damn, like, you're out and you still got to go through this. And that's what made me start looking at things like, I'm wrong for judging you based on a decision you made in the past. So I didn't make him. I just helped him by standing by his side and like, hey, you want to fight? I'm going to fight with you. And that's what he did. And I just stood by his side and, we did things that people say he couldn't do. He has a passport. We done travel the world together. We started a business together. We do fashion together. He helped me raise my kids. My daughter was like 6 and now she's 16. His son that we have together is 23. I mean, I can't say that I built the man that I wanted him to be. I respect the man that he is as he respects the woman that I am.
Can I ask a question, Dolores?
Sure.
How long were you in corporate while he was incarcerated or trying to get out? How long were you in corporate America?
Most of my life.
Most of
my life. So, yeah, most of my life. So when he was in prison, I was in.
Wait, one question. Wait, I just want to continue. So, your whole life, as you're in corporate America, did you seek out a mate in the corporate world?
I did.
And how did that work out?
I divorced him. I divorced him.
May I ask?
So yeah,
you don't have to answer. May I ask the reason?
I grew, and he didn't. I mean, he was content on where he was at, and I grew as a person. He was older than me, so let me state that. You know what I'm saying? He was 15 years older than me.
Oh,
But
wait,
he
wait,
was
wait, 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 wait. Hold on. Because Dwayne Rhodes wants to be blocked. All right, baby, you out of here. Get the
I was
Fuck outta here.
gonna say he's crying for some attention.
No, well, he can get it elsewhere. The adults are talking. He goes sit at the kids' table off of On the Block with Virginia. Out of here. Okay. I
So,
like fixing
yes.
problems. I'm a fixer.
I love it. I've dated several times. I dated business owners. You know what I'm saying? Just your title doesn't make you a better man. I'm gonna tell you that for sure. Because a man with $1 say man with $1 million. So I experienced the streets experience, and I experienced the corporate. And even when I was married the first time and he was in the streets, believe it or not, I had no idea, because I was so naive to the whole street process. Like, I had no freaking idea, and it was like, girls, you don't even know who you're married to. Had no clue.
So,
You know.
another thing too. So you're basically saying that you got involved with quite a few accomplished men,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't work out.
Correct.
So these accomplished men that you got with didn't necessarily really need you, right?
I don't know. I didn't. They didn't leave me. I left them. So I don't know. You tell me that answer.
Need you per se.
I don't think my husband now needs me. I think he wants me.
No, but what I'm saying is that you helped your husband right now get to where he is through the rigmarole and so on and so forth. The other gentlemen who were successful, it didn't sound like you needed to be as active with them.
Active how? Is they in a career?
Yes, you know what I mean? It didn't sound like you needed to. Let's just talk about the entrepreneur. It didn't sound like you needed to help him get his business off the ground. These guys in corporate America that you're meeting, they're already there, so you didn't necessarily have to help them get into corporate America. It just sounds like a lot of the guys that you were dealing with and it didn't work out with, they were functional members of society. And
He is as well.
No, I'm saying though, but the man that you're married to right now at a particular time, he wasn't.
Right. But does it make any difference if I was dating someone who's corporate and then he lost his job, and then I had to help him or be there for him at that time? Does it matter what state in the relationship, if he was employed or unemployed or had a career or didn't? Because right now, as an entrepreneur, my husband still has a corporate job now making 6 figures. So
no, I was just gonna say I don't think that I understand what you're saying, and I think the difference between someone established losing their job, because I was thinking about that when I guess that was a radio show guy was mumbling.
Podcast.
Yeah, when he was mumbling with the music going on, that makes him more, I guess, But I was just thinking when he was saying that a guy coming in with a career and is established and loses his job is different from someone coming into the relationship. You've worked all your life to be established, and suddenly he says, you need to help me build now. I think that's the difference in what we're talking about. You understand what that's what Haran's saying. Like Haran's saying,
and I get what he's saying. If I got into a relationship where he said, well, for me to be in a relationship, you have to help me establish myself. I mean, when I got in a relationship, I didn't say, you need to make this amount of money.
But what you're talking about and what this topic is about is a little bit, because I understand where you're coming from, and listen, it's working out good. I'm happy for you, but I'm just saying, for someone to come up and say, and the guy say, no, you should now help your leader build, is backwards. No, your leader should have already been building when he met you. You're on equal ground, not, oh, I'm going to help you build now. I've already built.
Well, I don't think you could build a leader, though. Everyone is not meant to be a leader, and I don't think you could build a leader. No.
Because that's what he was saying. He said that. A man's supposed to be a leader.
The guy said that.
Yeah. The guy said that. And then he said, no, but you're supposed to help me build. I'm like, that's kind of backwards. No.
I do want to throw first of all, welcome Team Batty to the panel. Good to see you, sir.
How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good.
What's up, Fatty?
Good. I wanted I wanted to throw in a little psychological thing that human beings do, where it's everybody wants to be needed, right? Haran, I got your point. The other
Yeah, I did
men,
too.
even if Dolores, even if they didn't leave you, you left them. They didn't need you. Is the point? This man who came out of prison, you say he didn't need you, but he did. Because if he didn't need you, he would have had everything before he entered your life. You helped him, and he knew, because we're smart, he knew that you would help him, right? Let's say he met me or another woman with that story. I'm gonna be like, oh no, sir. I don't build men. I'm not your mama. I'm not going to help you. I'd rather have a man with all his ducks in a row come into my life, because I've done that. I've been oh my God, he needs me. And I've dealt with that more than once. Men that needed me, whether it's my network, my money, my motivation. And then, they pretend they're as motivated as you until they tire of it. And that's the reason why I don't take the risk with those men, because a man who's self-motivated, right, is more appealing to me than a man who's motivated because I'm motivated. Because those people run out of steam. Men do it and women do it. They just keep up with you because they want to be in your space. So they keep up with you. But then after a while, they start resenting you because they're not up there to begin with. Right? So I think in your situation, he needed you. And I think that there's something about that you enjoyed, because we like feeling needed. We like fixing shit. We like feeling like we made people better. And that's not gender specific. We like people that need us. That is why when you see millionaires and billionaire men, they don't want a millionaire, billionaire woman. They marry the waitress, the nanny, the maid, you know what I mean? Because they want to feel like this person needs me and I can do for this person. So I think that's what we're not talking about. But I do want to pass the mic to Team Fatty, because I know you want to say something as soon as you came in.
Yeah, a lot of times it's not needed, it's control. I want somebody that is lesser than me so I can control them and I can keep them in check. A lot of times is that. That's the reality.
That's another aspect.
A lot of times we try to get somebody that is better than us, and then we try to wrestle the power out of that person so we can actually have a point in that relationship. Women do that a lot of times. They want that guy that is up there, and as soon as they get the dragon, they try to turn him into a dog. He's not a dog. He's not, and if he becomes a dog, they are going to resent him because he's not a dragon anymore. Now he's a domesticated. Why not a dragon? Why don't you burn houses anymore? It's kind of we kind of never know what we want, right? But on this conversation that I was listening, actually, it's pretty funny because, unfortunately, women are raising men that they will not fuck, right?
Wow.
They will wait for the guy in jail, but they won't wait for the trucker. That is, like, they are not going to get with the guy that goes for the oil rig, that say 6 months outside, but they will actually date the guy that is in prison and is staying 3 months. And I don't want to make it personal, but I will guarantee that this lady that actually sounds like a lovely lady, she's raising her sons to be corporate, right? So is really like if you are going to tell your son to be something and you actually are attracted to a man that it doesn't look like him, doesn't move like him, actually is secure, respectful. That's what the woman said on the video. I want a man that is stable. Oh, isn't he stable? Oh yeah, he was stable, but he didn't make more money than me. It's just a question of they don't respect men that are worse than them. Unfortunately, they like that woman. Actually, she need to build somebody that is better than her, because he asked her, did he do something wrong? Is he not stable? No, he's stable. He just doesn't make more money than me. That's all about respect. If a woman doesn't respect a man that makes less money than her, but she likes the dude, actually, she needs to help him build. Because there's no way that relationship will be sustained if she actually doesn't push him, so she can actually look up and says, this guy is taller than me, stronger than me, has a little bit of more emotional awareness than me, and he makes more money than me. Someone that I can actually look up to. If I'm getting way more money than the next person next to me, it's very easy for me to think that I'm better than the person that sleeps right to my side.
Listen. All solid points. Some points I've actually made on here. Yesterday, I told the story about when I got my goddamn account hacked, and Jen had offered me money, and I said, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm not taking your fucking money." Be out of your goddamn mind. I'm just basically telling you what's happening right now because I'm about to go fix this shit. Look, I'm not taking a goddamn thing from no woman. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Because guess what? Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, we're cool. And guess what? But forever going forward, you'll always know in the back of your mind, I had to go in my pocket for this motherfucker.
Would you, Linda?
If I wanted to actually talk to one of your girlfriends one day, you're gonna always be like, wait, girl, wait. I had to go in my pocket for this nigga one time. Is he man enough to handle you?
I can't deny that. I can't deny that.
Listen, a woman will sit here and tell you, no, I want you to know that you can need me and I'll be by your side. And that's cool. But guys, if you're broken down and you're bleeding out, you better fix that shit your fucking self.
Would you help her if it was the opposite? Would you help her if you was? Would you help her if it was the opposite?
Absolutely.
So why not take the help and then when you get the money, give her double than what she would get, so you can maintain your virility and masculinity? Why not get the money, fix your situation, get the double the money, and send the money back and says, "Here we go."
My ego is
that. That's just pride, my friend. If you guys are really, if you guys are really friends, like if you guys are really friends, that's just pride.
Look, absolutely, it's pride. I've never denied it. Goddamn right, it's pride.
That's fine. Hey,
so I made a call before the show, right? I wanted to, I felt like this was a topic I can call Grandma on and just ask her. I just threw it out there. I just threw the title out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I can throw the title out, she said, "Oh yes, the Black community's always been a matriarchy." I could answer that. She said it so quick. And then she gave me a couple of examples, and she said, listen, she said it goes back to the slavery days, as we know. She says because at that time, Black men weren't even allowed to lead because a masculine Black man was an extreme threat and still poses an extreme threat, right? But somewhere along the line, the Black community took that on, right? And it's been going on strong since then. So she said, yes, it's definitely a matriarchy. And I was like, wow,
But it's to the detriment, I think, of the community. I noticed what he was doing in that video is what I've heard my whole life, right? Where we get shamed for not being a ride or die. It's like, the men scoff, right? Like you wouldn't help him build, right? Like you wouldn't, oh my God, what? Like, you know what I mean? He said, oh, so just because he didn't have money, you left him? Yes, bitch, that is why I left him. But for some reason, when it comes to our communities, like the Black and brown communities, it's like we're guilted into being a ride or die. And love to us is suffrage. Is it not? Love to us is how much we can suffer with a man, how much we did for a man, how much we can build a man. Oh, that's my ride or die. We are literally named after a phrase that was coined for our suffering. Think about that. White people don't do it. Asian people don't do it. Okay. Indian people don't do it. Indian people in Pakistan, you got to give the woman money up front or in increments in order to marry her. Black and brown communities are the only fucking ones. The woman got to be ride or die or she ain't worth shit. Our communities.
She absolutely needs to be shamed because if that man had a bunch of money and all of a sudden he was a big baller and he left his family, you know what I would say? Shame him. If you leave your family after you become a big dog, the woman that was with you when you were down, shame that man. And I would say the same with the woman. If the only thing that keeps her in the relationship is the fact that the man,
but that's different though, because you're talking. No, that's different. That's a different situation. You're saying when a woman helped build a man and now he has a lot of money. If he leaves, you should shame that man because that woman was there helping him build. However, if a man has money and a woman, if a man doesn't have money and a woman has the option of getting a man with money, she doesn't have to suffer for him. That's my point. She doesn't have to suffer. She doesn't know him. She doesn't know him.
The word
it is suffering. It is suffering.
No, it's not suffering because
yes,
the woman,
it's suffering.
The woman on the interview, she said actually I make good money. I do well by myself. So she was actually self-sufficient. And she said the guy was actually stable and he actually was self-sufficient. He just didn't make more money than me. That's not suffering. That's luxury.
It is no, but here's the thing. But what you're trying to do is ignore biology and science. Okay?
How?
This is how. In nature, go in any watch Animal Planet. Okay,
Yes.
watch Animal Planet. Silverback gorillas. Okay? They're all trying to kill each other so they're able to be the ultimate mate. Birds do it, lions do it, tigers do it, whatever. For some reason, men of color want to be the only ones to be the runt of the group, the runt of the male species, and still be able to mate and procreate. That is bad science. Wait, let me finish. That is bad science, right? That is bad science. Black and brown women are the only ones that are shamed into taking the runt of the male species, the guy that needs the help, the pity, the mothering, the titty. We're the only ones. We are the only women that are shamed into that bullshit, and we do suffer, and we do deserve better. You motherfuckers, and I'm saying this in general, not you personally, but you in general, black and brown men have to do better. You have to do better. Otherwise, it's a matriarchal society, and you don't fix your face to say that we should submit to you. Then admit that it's a matriarchal society and you need women to be any type of man. Then you cannot ask for submission.
That's
It's
fine.
impossible.
But this is where you're wrong, right? Every race, if you gotta talk about race and we talk about dynamics between men and women, since the beginning of time, it was about survival. Can the man provide to you to the point where you can survive and actually raise your kids and do what you have to do to actually have functionally adults in 20 years and do your thing, right? Right now, modern women, they're not looking for a man that can sustain the survival. They're looking for a man that can give them luxury. This is why that woman was looking at it and he was saying, I'm stable, he's stable, but I don't risk, I wasn't going to be with him because she wants luxury. So there's a saying that usually I can do bad all by myself. It seems like he's a all or nothing game. It is she's going to be alone by herself, or she's going to get a man that they're actually going to upgrade her so much that she's going to be on the top of the pyramid. So I would agree with you. You shouldn't be suffering by men that weren't built, by men that are not leaders, because not all men are leaders. Not all men have good capabilities actually to lead a relationship. Some men actually lead stronger woman that can help in carrying the weight. I believe that a woman shouldn't struggle. But the point that I see, at least, and it is in all races, is women are looking for a man that actually can sustain her and actually can make where they can survive and actually thrive a little bit when it comes to having two kids, putting them to practice, buying one extra car, going to a vacation. But they are not considering that to win. They only want a man that actually can provide them luxury. So they say, if you're not going to provide me luxury, I can do better by myself. I think actually that's the difference. On Mother Nature,
What's the problem with that?
On
I'm not
Mother
seeing the
Nature,
problem.
a second. I just want to say one thing. On Mother Nature, every animal, they don't look for luxury, they look for survival.
That's a lie. That's a lie. It is a luxury. It is a luxury, right? To be with the silverback gorilla and have that protection. That's a luxury.
No,
that's a
no,
luxury.
that's basic needs.
The survival is the luxury.
It's
basic needs. Protection is basic.
Wait 1 second. If we're going to talk about nature, we really need to be, not intellectually dishonest, because the talk of the town right now is what occurred with Kiki and her baby daddy. And the reason why it's fucking funny, reason why we're not saying it, but the reason why it's fucking funny is because he's behaving as if his talk, the talk is from his spaces. I have standards. I have this. He's behaving as a man who wants traditional values, a traditional way of handling things. And you're at home nurturing the child. Might as well be breastfeeding. You're being protected and provided by a woman.
Right.
So you saying baby daddies are the new baby mamas?
Since you are cool with that, she says, hey, I'm going to behave the way that I want to behave because guess what? You know what? I have paid the cost to be the boss.
You prove my point.
And in this situation, in that particular dynamic, your brain, your reptilian brain, your 100,000 years of humanoid training is telling you that he's a bitch because he is incapable of protecting and providing for his family.
You prove my point.
He is in a feminine space. No, he should behave like the feminine half of the dynamic.
Oh, no, real quick. Before we go any further, can we talk about? I remember how we got to the matriarchy epiphany because we were talking about the whole. Why don't you submit to me? They won't let me lead, right? And we're like, where's that shit coming from, right?
Yeah, I brought that up a couple shows ago.
Right. So that's what is. So basically, what is going on is we're seeing a lot of Black men in particular and Black and brown men in particular get online every day, all day, talking about how Black and brown women are not allowing them to lead. And we're like, well, when has a leader ever asked to lead? They just come in and they lead.
You absolutely.
Whoever is allowing is the one who is leading. So if you're allowed to lead, then the one who is doing the allowing is the one who's leading. Like
right,
yes, like
and so that's when
like the light that turns green is allowing you to go. So the light is in control of your movements, right? The maitre d' at the restaurant is allowing you to come in. Therefore, the maitre d' is the one who's leading that interaction. Okay, you cannot allow for leadership. Either you lead and someone follows you, or they don't, and you just keep it pushing. That's up. And they no, that's how leadership works. They see what you're doing, they hear what you're saying, they see what you're about, what your program is about, and nice pick. And then and then if someone if that appeals to someone or people, right, then they get behind that person and go, you know what, I like what you're about, I'm going to keep following what you have to say.
Yes, but I only can lead if somebody is willing to follow me. It's always a two-way street.
Well,
Because
no, you just lead yourself. Yes, and sometimes you might be walking alone.
Yeah,
no, but if you need my help, if you need my help, if you are a man and you come in my life and you need my help, you are not fit to lead. You're not fit to lead me anywhere. Everything is going to be 50-50 because you're not a man that can lead yourself. You need my wallet. You need me to pay half the bills. You need me to be the mother and the father. No, you don't get to lead. And I'm saying, if you guys want 50-50, if you want help, if you want women to help you build, you are not allowed to be leaders. You do not deserve submission. You don't get submission. You are not the freaking silverback. You are the guy, you are the man that was crying on Twitter while his woman was standing next to another millionaire. That's who you get to be, but you don't get to be submissive as a man and get to be the leader in my house. It's an impossibility. It doesn't even happen in nature. And going back to what you said, for years we've been surviving. We're not in caves anymore. We are out in society. We can walk, talk, eat. We can work. Everybody can work. No one's stopping anybody from getting any job that they want. So we're far from the days where men needed the woman to help them drag in the carcass of and peel the fur away. We're far away from that. Right now, your situation is your own responsibility. And if you need a woman to help you build, you are not the leader in that house. You are a roommate. You are a friend she fucks, but you are not a leader. You're not a leader.
That's fair, but that's the point. You guys actually prove my point. Do you know that man network is between $500,000 and $1 million? He's not broke by any chance. He can actually provide for a family. He actually can take care of his business. It's about the fact that he can produce luxury like the woman that is next to him that earns millions and millions of dollars. Again, we don't know if he's actually has more emotional stability, if he actually is a good parent, if he's a loving father. Nobody talks about that. Everybody talks about, he's a dusty because the woman makes. We don't know nothing about that man. And for what I know, he actually a good parent. He actually champions her. When she got a nice body, instead of him hiding her from the world, he actually said, "Oh my God, my baby changed my wife's body," and he actually was proud of that.
No. He proved he's emotionally immature. That's why he took his gripe to Twitter.
No, he was mature enough to say.
No. A mature man communicates with his woman. He doesn't solicit an audience for support.
No,
A mature man
It
waits
makes
till
him
she
about
gets
shut up.
home. Okay, he waits until she gets home, and he talks about what it was that. But he doesn't run to Twitter like a 16-year-old girl to get support for his gripe. That's not a leader. That's what women do. Women do that.
So Jen, if you disrespect me in public, I have all the right to address you in public. That's
no.
basic. No, it's not L. No,
No,
it's
no.
basic. No, it's basic.
But how was he
Hold on,
disrespected
real
though?
quick.
That
No,
is schoolyard.
let me give you an example. For example, 10 years, 20 years ago, Vanessa Bryant seated on a press conference holding Kobe Bryant hand with a $4 million ring saying, I apologize, baby. I'm going to be a better husband from now on, and I'm not going to cheat on you anymore. Because why? Because he disrespected on public. Everybody knew what Kobe Bryant was doing. So if he
That's not why that press conference happened.
we know that.
Okay.
But I will give you another example that happened this year.
Okay.
I don't know if
And
you guys
what's your age? What's your age? Because this is probably where we're getting.
I'm 30. I'm
Oh,
34.
that just explained it all. Okay, go on.
No, it's fine.
34. You said
no,
34.
Yeah, no, it's fine because again, if you're going to start the ageism, I can do jokes
Yeah,
about
I am
that.
because
it's fine.
I
Can
can
I finish
understand the logic behind it because that like particular age groups run to social media and look for like input from outside people. So it's I'm not saying it as a read. I'm just saying it as a generational thing. So that's where we're kind of getting lost in translation because your generation will do that and our generation's like, why?
No,
So I get
actually,
it. So go on.
I actually don't think so. Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky and all that, like there's public cases that we can talk about it that were actually not solved in private. They were came in public and there were problems that were solved.
You're talking about. Wait a minute. Let's not be intellectually dishonest. You are talking about public figures who have to maintain a certain image. Okay, a president. Listen, wait a minute. The president of the United States has to keep his image intact. An athlete worth billions of dollars has to keep his image intact. There are billions of dollars behind both those men. You're using bad examples. Those are horrible examples.
What about, for example, Mr. Disrespect? Mr. Disrespect is one of the biggest streamers on the world with millions of followings.
Who?
Mr. Disrespect. He's a YouTube streamer.
I have no idea. Well, he's not big. He's not big enough because I've never heard of him.
No. Actually, he's big enough because he makes 20 million per year playing video
But
games.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've never heard of him, so he's not big enough.
Okay,
raise your hand if you heard of Mr. Disrespect.
You guys are.
Listen. Before we go out into the weeds,
can I finish my point, please?
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your point about the Mr. Disrespect.
He was caught cheating. He was caught cheating on a Comic-Con. His wife is a nobody. He's a multimillionaire, a made man, and he came in public and he actually apologized and cried and says, "I apologize for dishonoring my wife."
He's a public figure. He's a public figure.
But she's not.
But listen to he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. Vanessa Bryant wasn't the commodity in that situation. Okay, listen to me. The first lady wasn't the commodity in that situation. And it's Dr. Disrespect. Somebody said in the chat, it's not even Mr. Disrespect, it's Dr. Disrespect. So you don't know the proper name of the biggest guy you said is on the planet. Okay, the Dr. Disrespect, his wife, as you say, was a nobody. All the men that apologize publicly are public figures and have to keep a certain image. Thank you. They're doing it for their image, not for the lady that's a nobody.
But that's exactly, you are proving my point. She's a public figure.
You keep saying we keep proving your point, and our points are completely opposite.
No, Jen. Actually, listen to what you said. You said he had to address that in public because they are public figures. Keke Palmer is a public figure.
Okay, so but no. But what you said, wait a minute. Don't wait. What you said was that if you disrespect me in public, you have to listen. Let me listen to me so we don't talk over each other. Okay. You said, if you disrespect me in public, you got to apologize in public. In other words, you have to heal that wound with that person you disrespected. And I am telling you that these public figures did not apologize publicly to fix the bitch they were with. They did it to keep their image intact because they make money with the public image. Comprende?
So you are saying that the public...
So I'm not proving your point. A pointer,
you are.
east and west.
No, because Kiki Palmer is a public figure, so he has all the right to.
She ain't apologizing to no damn body.
All right.
She's not.
You said that if they are public
Fatty,
figures,
hold on a
they have to address people in public. So Kiki Palmer.
They have to release statements. Listen, they have to release statements to keep their image intact. That boy that had that baby with Kiki Palmer was in his emotions. And because he's not a celebrity, okay, he's connected to a celebrity, he went out looking for support because he's not Kiki Palmer.
But that's the point.
But she don't give a fuck. That's why she doubled down and came out with Sweatshirt.
Do you know what a false equivalent is? Do you know what a false equivalent is?
No, it's not a false equivalent. It's literally
It's a false equivalent.
No, you guys are not. You guys are not consistent with your point. If you say these men, all these men that actually apologize, they apologize in public because they are public figures. Kiki Palmer is a public figure, so that man should actually address in public. What's the point?
You're making no sense. Like, this is sounding a little.
Listen.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what is supposed to be addressed in public. I'm so confused right now because addressing what she wore has nothing. That's a private conversation that man need to have with either a therapist or his girl, not Twitter. So, public or not public, that was just wild.
It's a straight bitch move as a man to go and rant to a public forum about the problems about your relationship. It's incredibly weak, right? Keep your business off the streets of your personal life. That's it. Just shut up about your personal life. If you have a problem with what a woman says or does, address her privately.
Why?
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, the thing that was really off was when you brought up Clinton and Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah, that probably was a bad example.
Because I was gonna say, just Clinton had to say Clinton had people ask him every day. Okay,
it's a bad example. I know that actually is a bad example.
Yeah.
Like you don't as a man bring your personal shit out onto the street, and then you start whining about what your woman is doing, and that just shows that you have no leadership, you have no guidance, you really have no say, right?
Also, how old is this dude? Do we know how old he is?
He has
34.
Yeah.
Is he 34?
I don't think. No.
No, we're talking about
No, Kiki Palmer's. He's got to be in his 20s. I'm sure he's in his 20s because she's 29.
So that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm sure he's in his 20s. He looks young.
Trying to do grown-up stuff, and then just kids.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I said, remember, hold on, one mic. That's why I said, remember, we're talking about 20-something-year-olds here.
Right. You got to keep. I have to keep remembering that.
Yeah.
He's either 27 or 28.
Oh,
okay.
So run to tell all your business to the public is weird.
One mic.
Grinding on a man that is not your husband is
Wait one
weird second.
So you
that's not her husband. That's her baby daddy. He didn't put a ring on it. It's not the same thing. No, 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 it's not the same thing.
So Jen,
listen.
Not the same thing.
This plays into my overall point. He ran to the internet looking for help. Just like so many brothers out there constantly keep running to some woman looking for help. There's just this pattern of looking for fucking help instead of handling your own shit and handling your business as a man. I don't know. Is it me? I don't know.
Is this Twilight Zone shit?
But maybe he.
What does that mean? First,
I'm gonna tell you exactly what it means. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it means because when I'm gonna tell you exactly what it means. The next time he wonders why a woman is not following him, he needs to refer back to that action. No woman will ever follow a man that runs to tell everything. Yeah. Now, if you want to blame, okay, that's a woman's move, right? But a man, To go
That's a
run
bitch
and
move.
start crying, it is. That is the and to expect a woman
High school.
to it's they will never, ever respect a man who cannot handle things at home.
Okay,
That's
but
what a leader
I'll
does.
I'll say this. Even prior to that, even forget what he did on Twitter, whatever. We are talking about fucking simple science. When a woman is more powerful than you, makes more money than you, and is more popular than you, she is not going to have that respect for you, period. I don't care how badly you want to lead. I don't care how badly you want her to submit. If a woman is doing better than you, you are a project to her. You are a fuckboy, a toy boy. That's just biology. We don't see that anywhere else in nature. It seems that only in our communities, men want to be the runt of the group, and they want the fucking they want the perks of being, and I was trying to do this without using this word tonight, but they want to be an alpha when they are the runt of the group. You are a runt. You're the runt of the litter. This woman is going to her job. She is mingling with other millionaires. She's mingling with men that work out. She's mingling with men that look good. She's mingling with men that are interesting, men that are worldly. And there you are at home nursing our child with no money, and I'm paying all the bills. That man is not going to get the respect that he is demanding. And that is okay. If you want to be a baby mama daddy, fine, but then do not expect she's supposed to respect him. That's not how it works. That's not how it works anywhere in nature.
Look, at the end of the
Why-
day,
why
let me
did-
tell you something. Let me just
why
say
did
one
you
thing.
procreate
Wait,
the
wait
bum
one
then?
second. Wait 1 second in this situation. Let me
Why
tell
did
you
you have the kid with a bum?
Regardless of how he feels right now, he's gonna have to fucking eat it because he has nowhere to go.
No, he's not. He's going to leave.
He has no money. He has no job. He has no options.
That's a
And
lie.
a man who does not have options and doesn't have any resources.
Sir, there's a lie.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie. He claimed that's not a lie. He claimed to be he claimed to be a personal trainer who quit personal training. That man doesn't look like he's worked out a day in his life.
Man, he
So let me say this, okay? I'm still trying to figure out where she disrespected him at. I'm still, because y'all saying things. I'm like, okay, she disrespected him because he's not a leader, but where? Because I know she takes pictures with this man. She promotes her family. She does the whole nine. Her dress was disrespectful. Did she know that? I mean, did he ever say, "But babe, I don't want you dressing like this"? Even though as we said before, he posts her dressed like that. Did she know she was disrespecting him at that moment? Because I don't feel like
Did he see her leave the house? Did he see her leave the house?
I mean, I don't feel like she went out there saying, you know what, he's a lesser than man than what and he doesn't have the money that I got, so I'm gonna wear this dress disrespectfully in his face. I
mean, it's Kiki though. I don't know. I wouldn't put that past. It's Kiki.
You think it's Kiki's way?
Kiki be shading.
Jen, I was talking about this earlier with a friend of mine today. We were talking about this concept of disrespect. You hear people say this all the time. Oh, they disrespected me. Okay. And I realized that I realized this a while ago, but within the conversation, it just came up again. Disrespect that people feel, okay, is coming from an emotional place, right? That's not real disrespect, right?
Exactly.
You can't because emotions go like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. So you're constantly chasing respect, disrespect, if it's based off of how someone's behavior makes you feel. Real respect and disrespect is based off of a standard, and standards are based on a set of rules, right? So, and you have to be the type of person who has the mindset to create said rules within said environment and then be able to uphold that whole system because of who you are as a man. And then she should probably know beforehand what's acceptable and what's not acceptable to go out in public in, right? But that's not all set up. There's none of that structure within that person, right? No. And then they see he sees the woman doing something, and this is like in general, doesn't have to be specific about this situation, but and then she doesn't know, right, that was something that would hurt his feelings, right?
She didn't know.
And then No, well, no, I'm saying we don't know, right?
A woman grinding on another man,
right. No.
No?
All right,
But when did she didn't
What is
grind
it?
on
What is
him?
it? She didn't grind on him. Y'all just adding shit.
Hang on a second. That's exactly.
She didn't grind on him.
Yeah, twirl.
Hang on a second. That's exactly my point. We
They're
bring
just-
in.
He just adding shit.
No. Hang
Right.
on.
He's
Hang on.
fine.
Hey, we bring in assumptions. We should just assume that they should know that that is wrong, according to me, when I've never said
Right.
anything about what I think is right and what I think is wrong beforehand. Okay.
But I
Being
think
able
it
to
leads
stand
back to
on
what
it
he
and
says,
uphold it.
though.
So instead,
It leads back
the
to what
disrespect
he
comes from,
said.
ooh, that hurts my feelings. I'm going to get upset, and now I'm going to go cry about it online.
James,
Come
he
on.
didn't. James, they not married. They've been dating for
Yeah,
a couple years. They not married. Somebody said play the video again. I'll play this fool again.
This is actually pretty interesting. A boyfriend and girlfriend don't know that they shouldn't be hugging other people
No,
and,
you
and like
have to
touching
lay-
them and
you have to
turning
lay it
around
out.
and showing the cheeks and look at me.
Listen,
I didn't know that the
listen, when
boyfriend
you-
and girlfriend
when-
didn't
when-
have standards.
When you drive down the highway, do you know how fast
How
to
is-
go?
Absolutely,
Exactly, because there's a sign there that says
Yes, and
speed
then-
limit 65.
sir. Are you married, sir?
No.
If you had a wife and you go to a Christmas party, your wife knows absolutely that she shouldn't be hugging other men and flirting with other men and actually fawning over other
And
men.
why- and why does she know that, Justin?
You don't know how I run my relationship.
That's called
Exactly.
common. No. Without respect,
Fatty,
that's
I
called
tell
common
my
decency.
girl, I tell my girl to go flirt with other men.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And can we just
Okay,
consider
congratulations.
one thing?
But-
Can we just consider one thing? Can we just consider one thing? Maybe homie just ain't that dude.
He ain't that dude.
He's
He
not.
ain't.
I
He's
dated
not.
that
No,
guy.
he ain't that dude.
And guess
Come
what?
on, guys.
That's his
Guys,
last
what are you
problem.
guys doing?
No, maybe he just
Read,
not that
no.
dude.
One second. So let me ask
Maybe
you
he's
this.
just not that
Okay,
dude.
so let me ask you.
And maybe
Okay.
she got what she can get out of it.
I know,
And she
so let
said,
me
"Yo,
ask you
I'm about
this.
to go on my career.
I know, so-
take care of the kid. I'm out."
So,
Thanks for the
so
sperm.
let me ask you this. A few months ago, Chance the Rapper went to Jamaica and he grinded on a woman, right? That woman is a nobody. Doesn't she deserve common decency of her husband to not grind on that woman? Because she's a nobody. She's a nobody.
but
Does
yeah.
he have since she's a nobody
Correct,
and he's a
correct.
multi-million-dollar
Yes.
millionaire, should he
Yeah.
actually not respect that woman and have common decency to not
Yes,
hurt
because
that
they're
woman?
married. Yeah, they're married, and he took vows, and he's the leader of that
Jan,
house.
are
So
you
yeah,
going
yeah.
to do that, Jan?
And-
So let me see if I get this right. If a man doesn't have status and the woman has status, she has the right to disrespect him. But if the man has status and the woman doesn't,
Okay, so
the
let
man-
me answer your question. Let me answer
Yeah.
your question without muting your mic. Okay, let me answer your question. You're trying to compare again. Your comparisons are I don't know how you pull comparisons deep out of your ass. Chance the Rapper, okay, was rubbing his dick dry on a woman in public at Carnaval. Okay, I remember that video clip. Let me mute your mic because I'm not playing this game. I've been on past 2 hours. Okay, everybody claims they're mature. Wait till I finish speaking. I'll wait till you finish speaking. Chance the Rapper was dry rubbing his dick all over a woman who had no pants on. What you're trying to do is compare that to Keke Palmer wearing a dress at a concert. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to compare. You're saying grinding on a man. You're making that up, and you're adding shit to it. Okay, you're adding shit to it to make an argument that doesn't exist because she never put her ass on Usher. They're probably friends, fucking coworkers. They're in the same industry. She didn't rub her ass on him like Chance the Rapper rubbed his dick on that girl for a while, and that woman had no pants on. Apples
this is
and
a
fucking
problem.
oranges. Also, they are not married. Okay.
And this is a night. This is a
They're
part
not
of the nightly
married.
show, and this is a part of the nightly show. So this is just like Janet Jackson does it, just like Destiny's Child does it, just like everybody else does it, right? So that's what this is. She went to a concert. She was a part of the show. She was called up on the stage. She had her nanny babysitter at the house, not her husband. Okay, so that's the wrong comparison. Wrong two things.
And I want to say this because I always keep it 100 up here, and I've dated both type of guys, and I want to go back to something that Justin said. Lily, I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah.
here's the thing. We keep it 100 up here. And this is something men hate to hear. It's like, you know, you want to fight biology. You want to fight science. I've said this here before. Some of you are not that fucking guy like Karan said, okay? Some people are like Justin. I've been in relationships where I knew to watch my fucking mouth and watch how I dressed. It was established, and that man established it. So before you ask, oh, he didn't know, she didn't know, he was disrespecting him, she didn't know, you fucking right. Because let me tell you, I've dated that guy too. I
Right.
dated the guy where I wish you would fucking tell me what I'm gonna dress. I wish you would fucking tell me what I'm gonna buy. I gotta go in my purse for you. You ain't got no money to wipe your ass. You ain't got no money to get on it. You ain't got no money to pay for gas. I wish you would fix your fucking face to tell me what I'm gonna do with my money and where I'm going with my friends. You're just not that guy. But men hate to hear that. They're like, no, I could be a bum and don't have nothing. You still gotta respect me because I got one of these. What's one of those? I got a dick. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But men think that all they need is a penis to lead. They think that's, oh, I was born a man, you're gonna listen to me. No, bitch. If I'm going in my purse, if I make more money than you, if I'm more popular than you, if I got a bigger network than you, if I just have more than you, period, you are under me, you fucking submit. And I've been with both men, so don't fucking tell me that that's not how it works. That is biology, it is science. Now, have I done it on purpose? Absolutely not. I thought I could love the bum. Oh, did I think I could love that bum?
Oh, boy,
Yes, the
Lord.
fuck I did. I said, I'm going to fix him. I'm going to help him. I'm going to make him a leader because he got a nice ass and a good stroke. It never works. I start fucking resenting him. I'm like, this motherfucker. And then I go elsewhere and then I see men who are leaders and women are pergamous or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But we will always look for the man that can provide and protect. I don't care how that hurts your feelings. I don't care. Get more money. Get your money up just like I am. Get your hustle up just like I am. I don't feel sorry for y'all. I feel zero sympathy for y'all. Because if I'm out here busting my ass because I want more money, I want a bigger house, I want a nice car, you fucking go out there and bust your ass. I'm not your fucking mother. But I've been in both worlds. And let me tell you, I've experienced that shit Justin said. And I've experienced the guy who's running to Twitter. I've experienced both. And the other guy is always so much fucking better. It is natural submission. He doesn't even have to ask. When a man walks in the room, I say this about my father often, you knew there was a man in the room and everybody straightened up. My father didn't come and say, hey, you sit up. Hey, you lower the TV. Hey, you lower your voice. My father walked in and we knew what the fuck time it was. And those are always the best men to have in your life. So get the fuck out of here. Which you got to help me be a better leader. You left him because he didn't have no money. Yes, yes, and yes. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. You know why I'm sick of this shit? You know why I'm sick of this shit? Because it only happens in our fucking communities that black and brown women are fucking guilted into fucking suffering because you guys don't untuck your nuts, all right? And go out there and do what the fuck you gotta do.
Look, listen.
Well, can I say this? Can I say this right quick? The gag of it all. The gag of it all is Kiki didn't mind he was a house bitch. He made it a problem that he was a house bitch. Let's just put that out there. She didn't mind. Be the house bitch, spend my money, you know, take care of the baby because my aunt calls them that. When you stay home, you the house bitch. She didn't mind. He minds. And it shows.
Dolores, can I get Dolores? I'm loving you right now because let me give you an example. No, let me give you an example. I'm loving you right now. Then this is why. Because when I was in a situation where I was dating one of those type of men, and I've done it twice. I've dated two men like that my entire life. It was two of them motherfuckers, okay? When I was dating a man like that, and he had the audacity to not listen to everything I said, it was hell to play your position. Play your play your position, right? And your position is fucking subordinate. Now, I didn't mind, right? Because like you, Dolores, what you just said, hey, I don't mind going in my purse for you. Kind of fine. You got the ass I like. The stroke is good. You don't mind. I don't mind. But as soon as you fix your face and tell me where I can't go, what friend can't call me after 9 o'clock because he's a man, what I'm going to do with my money, what I'm going to wear. Oh, no, sir. No, you don't, right? So Kiki didn't mind, like I didn't fucking mind, but play your fucking position. Play your position. And that guy that ran the Twitter, he fucked up his position. You got to be like Stedman. Yeah. Shh.
Right.
Spend that money.
No.
But
That's a good example. Now that's a good example.
That is an excellent example.
For 30
That's
years
actually-
of law.
that's actually-
half of our lives. Stedman has been out here.
That's actually hilarious because he wasn't good enough to lead, but he was good enough to put her on force and to actually put the kid on her belly.
Of course,
This is what
of
I'm-
course.
Yeah,
Of
she just wanted
course.
to
No,
confirm.
because Jen, Jen
She
talks
wanted
about
to confirm.
no. 1 second.
Of
Jen talks
course.
about the nature, how the woman will
Yes.
ever choose a man that is better than her. and
Yes.
all that
No,
shit.
no,
But-
that's not what no, that's not what I
Can you
said. That's
clarify
not what I
what you
said.
said?
That's not what I said.
Yeah,
What
what-
I said was that is who we will always prefer. That man will always beat out the guy that just put you on all fours. He'll always beat him out. So yeah, we'll fuck the guy that don't got no money because he looks good or he don't. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Sex makes babies.
No,
Sex makes babies. Okay.
Not in
It doesn't mean
2023.
it doesn't mean that because she laid with him in her mind she was thinking this is the ideal mate.
She
Sex
was.
just makes babies. No, she wasn't thinking that.
No,
I wasn't thinking that. I wasn't thinking that.
Jen, without
You
respect.
don't think that.
No, in 2023, sex doesn't.
So
make
everybody, so listen, so everybody you put your dick in, it was meant to be a mother. I'm talking about you. Every woman you put your dick in was meant to be a mother.
Absolutely not. But that's my
Okay,
point.
but if you got her pregnant by mistake because sex makes babies, and if you got her pregnant, right? Because this happens every day, B. If you got her pregnant by mistake, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, I didn't want this bitch to be the mother of my kids," and she's like, "I don't care, I'm not having an abortion," right? What's gonna happen? She has to have that baby.
It was not just-
And you know what I would tell you? I would ask you, oh, if she wasn't good enough to be a mother, why you stuck her? Why you got her pregnant? Why you put that baby in her stomach?
makes no
Sex
sense,
makes
but no,
babies.
no,
And yet
Jen,
it happens,
Jen.
and yet it's literally happening
No.
while I talk to you. Sex makes babies. Everybody you fuck, you don't think is an ideal mate. Come on. So now we can cap up here and act like none of us fuck nobody
didn't
that
say-
wasn't
Jen, I
fucking
didn't say
worth
that.
anything.
I
So
didn't
then
say
that's
that.
how
No, I didn't say
that is how that baby is here. So you can't say she didn't think he was a good leader, but she let her put her on all fours. You know how many times we up here on this panel have
No,
fucked
Jen.
people that weren't worth a damn? Stop
Jen,
acting like you don't know what happens after sex.
Then I actually let you explain what you were saying, but you never let me explain what I was saying.
One thing, brother. I just gotta say
One second, bro, please. No, like I actually let her.
Let me just say
so
one
she
thing.
can.
Here's-
Jesus
here's
Christ,
the-
go ahead and confirm what you
This
said,
is
bro.
the
Go
problem,
ahead.
right?
please.
A lot of young men. This is the problem with a lot of young men.
I'm not young. I'm 34 years
The
old.
only thing louder than a woman's mouth. The only thing louder than a woman's mouth. The only thing bigger than a woman's mouth is her biological imperative. Okay, she can tell you all that shit about. Oh no, it's cool that I'm taking care of you. I'm handling the bills. I'm blah blah blah, so on and so forth. She'll probably me tell you all the right little things and make you feel like a man. Throw you a bone here and there. But guess what? One day she'll walk into a bar and then what do they say? A Dexter St. Jock. He has his Armani suit on. He's swinging his penis around. He puts it over his shoulder. He says, "Hey, you're actually something I like."
So she's a
And then
shitty
you
woman.
hear- No. What happens?
She's a shitty woman because she has a man, but she changes the man. Go ahead then.
She's a woman.
I'm trying to put you on the game
Oh my Vegatron, you's a fool.
She's actually a shitty woman. A woman that has a relationship with a man and goes on the bar and she's a shitty woman.
Look,
No,
I
I-
guarantee, I'll say this. I guarantee, first of all, of course, that man is, let's keep it 100. Of course, that man isn't the ideal mate for Kiki. However, people get horny, they fuck, and then babies come. So let's stop acting like we don't fuck people that we don't give a damn about. Let's just stop
Can you
it.
there, please, Jen? Can you
Stop
stop there?
it.
They were boyfriend
Stop
and
it.
girlfriend for 2
What are
years.
you talking? No, they weren't. They were on and off. It was a tumultuous.
Jen.
Yes, they were. How you gonna tell me? How are you gonna tell me?
No, Jen. Listen. It's
Was
not
it
just
was it a threesome and you were in the
No,
relationship?
Jen, can you let me finish?
No, because you're telling me that they were together. They were boyfriend and girlfriend for a couple years.
No,
I'm
Jen.
asking you a question. How do you know that?
Can I answer without you?
I
interrupting?
just want to know. How
What
do you
I'm
know that
saying
Kiki
is that
Palmer? No, don't
what-
say nothing else. Answer this question. How do you know? How do you know that Kiki and Darius, right, were in a monogamous relationship for a couple years? I just want that answer.
They started dating in 2021. Right now, they're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay,
So
no.
it
You
was
didn't
not an
answer. You didn't
accident.
answer my question. You didn't answer my question.
What-
How do you know? This is my question.
Huh.
How do you know that
Mm.
Kiki and Darius were dating for a couple of years and agreed to be in a monogamous relationship?
I don't know about that. Let
All
me
right,
speculate.
all right. So then you don't know.
So she
Then you
can
don't
have.
know. That's the
so,
answer.
Jen,
Jen,
are we going
that's-
to? Then 1 second, Jen. Are we going to do this? That man.
Okay, so
been with-
okay, wait a minute, because I know you're new to the panel.
No,
You
I'm
and
not.
I don't.
I watch this show.
I
for
understand. I
multiple-
mean the panel, being on the panel.
No.
Don't-
I have a
don't-
show. I have.
Okay,
I
great. I'm
literally-
glad you shout out your
Jen?
show so people can follow you.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. No need to shout out. It's
No,
okay.
shout out the show. This is what we do here.
No, I know, Jen. I literally stream for 300 people. It's fine. I got this. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
How
It's
many
fine.
people you stream for?
For 300 people. It's fine.
Go
Don't
ahead.
worry about it. No, it's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. Don't worry.
All right.
Don't-
So here's
no,
the thing.
I'm not
So
trying-
let me.
No.
So let me say this. This. You and I don't know each other. We don't have a personal relationship. Don't address
Yes.
me like Jen. Are you really gonna do this, Jen? Don't address. I don't know you, sir.
Because you are kicking
Don't
me off and
address.
you're not-
I know. I'm what?
Okay, go ahead. If
I'm
that's
what?
the way you run your panel, I will respect it.
No, wait a
It's
minute.
fine.
What? I'm what?
You are, for example, when I mischaracterized what you said, I gave you the opportunity for you to clarify what you said, right? But as
Yes.
soon as the microphone should be go to me, the guy next to you pick up the mic, stole the mic to say something that was not relevant to the point. And
Can I
what
be
I'm
helpful?
asking you is,
Can I be helpful, brother?
respectfully, let me just finish my point so you can push back. It's fine. Like I'm not agitated. I just want to have a conversation. And the fact that
Okay.
I can't literally get to the end of what I'm saying is strange to me. Can I say what I want to say? Because
Would you like to hold on? Would you like to have the mic by yourself, Team Fatty?
no, absolutely not. I just want to say one thing and
you-
I'll be quiet.
So I'm saying you want to do that now.
Yes, please.
Okay, no one interrupt Team Fatty. He needs his moment. Do you want me to put you on the big screen? Or you good there?
No, it's fine like this.
Okay.
I like this. I like this thing. So
Go ahead.
you show the lack of respect for a man that earns less than you. You actually scream about it. You said, "Oh, you're not going to tell me what to do," and all that, right? I get it. You are the big boss. He's the little boy. So, do you understand when men of status and men of actually means treat women like pieces of shit, and they stay on their place because I'm the man and you don't say nothing? That shit is foul. I don't defend those type of men. If a man of status that has millions of dollars treats his woman like a piece of shit because she doesn't have the money.
Hold
she's
on,
not-
hold on 1 second. James, who's eating who? Let me block this little bitch. Today's not the night. Let me bye, sir. The fuck out of here, you two. Tonight's not the night. Don't fuck with me. I don't care how long you've been up here. I don't know none of y'all. Now you gotta stalk my page like you've been doing with your chicken wing hole shut. Okay?
Not the
You were
chicken
saying
wings.
yes, the chicken wing hole. Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying there's no wealth, there's no title. If you are the president, I don't care. You have to treat the person that is with you, being your girlfriend or your wife, with respect, because that's basic. That's literally basic civility. That's common sense. That's me actually being considerate by the person that actually takes me official. I don't care if she's my wife. I have a responsibility to not embarrass her or not put her in a situation where actually she's going to feel pain because I think I'm the man and I'm better than her, right? So if I establish the standpoint and I say that wealthy men of means, shouldn't actually embarrass women that are way below them, why are you guys feel so comfortable about talking women that are more powerful than the man, smashing the man, trashing him, calling him a bitch and all that? Why is so easy for you to do that shit when we don't do the same? We actually want to treat our woman with respect, and if we don't, men actually are going to take care of that man. Oh, you don't treat your wife with respect because you have money and shit? Make sure that we are going to have a conversation about it. But for some reason, you actually take joy in shitting on men that are lesser than you, don't have the same money as you, can actually take the money out of your pocket and say, hey, go shopping. Why? My question is just why? Why do you feel the need actually to do that instead of saying, this man is not the man for me, he's not ready for me, I will pick the man that I actually want and I'm going from there, and I'm not going to be shaming men left and right just because the man doesn't have enough money, even though this guy that you guys talking has a network between $500,000 and $1 million. Go ahead and Google it. Please go ahead and answer the question.
You done? No. Nobody talk. He's addressing me. Are you got everything out? You done, Team Fatty?
Thank you very much.
You got
Appreciate it.
Okay, great. So first of all, you don't know me. You don't know who I've shamed. You don't know what I've done for men. Let's start there. This is why I said a few minutes ago, you don't know me. Stop addressing me like you know me. I don't know you from a can of paint. You say you watched the show. Don't let me mute you. Let me mute you because let me mute you. I'm gonna mute you because now you're not gonna interrupt me. I gave you the respect and I let you go off on a tangent because this is hurting your soul, right? Like it usually hurts most men because men they can't take the truth when they're not natural born leaders. It fucking hurts them. It does, and I understand it. I understand it. Okay, you don't have to interrupt me and say you apologize. Just be quiet. Okay, just be quiet. That's enough. Okay, you don't know me and you don't know what I've done for men. So for you to sit up here and accuse me of shit, you sound stupid. Now, I usually go on rants and stuff because, the block gets hot and this is how I talk. However, let me teach you about science, okay? Women are attracted to men that are tall, strong, look like they can protect and provide. Aesthetically, that is what we see first, right? So there could be 5 men that are 5'5", and then the guy that walks in and he's 6'3", that's where our eyes go, right? Because aesthetically, that is what we do. We are attracted to like, oh my God. And that's been from way back in the day, right? It's all about survival. According to you, it's all about survival. So I will find a guy. Now, here's the thing. Men never meet women and say, I'm fucking broke. I have no leadership skills. I have no fucking self-determinism. I'm actually a bum. I fucked up every relationship that I've ever been in. I got a couple baby mamas. I haven't paid child support. What they do is they present their best to you. Hey, listen, I'm having a hard time right now, but I'm X, Y, and Z, but I'm this. And when they see an attractive woman like me, what they try to do is live up to that standard. So they say whatever they got to say. They act like they're motivated. They show up when they got to show up. They're very eager. They're like, yes, right? Now, as time progresses, and now I'm going personal. As time progresses, and I see that I'm going in my purse more, and now it's more than he forgot his wallet. And now I'm seeing how his friends treat him. And now I'm like, okay, so this wasn't a rough patch. This is this motherfucker's lifestyle. This is his lifestyle, right? Now, what women do, because we are kind and nurturing and shit like that, we try to hang in there. Because what do? We feel sorry for the bum. Yes, we do. But we are taught to ride or die. So let's hold on to him because, Jen, everybody goes through our time. Why are you going to shame him? Take care of him. His mommy didn't want him. That's what goes on in a woman's mind. So we stay in there longer. And you know what happens when you don't leave a relationship that you shouldn't be in? You start resenting him. Now, like Dolores said, we can put up with it long as you know you're less. We can put up with it. We'll deal with it. We can deal with it. We can deal with mothering you. We can deal with it. But what men do is they get too big for their britches and they start thinking, wait, I got a dick. She got to listen to me. That's not how it works. And what they start doing is, where you going? And after I paid for your last 5 meals, what you mean where I'm going? Where you going? You should be going to get a job. And that's what happens. And the vitriol starts. And then eventually the demise of the relationship, and then it's over. So it's not a matter of women stay in relationships on purpose so we could shame a man and that's not how it works, especially when you invested years in a motherfucker. So I don't know. Again, I don't fucking know you personally. So you can't tell me what I've done and where I've been when I've taken motherfuckers off of fucking sidewalks because I was like, oh, he's just going through a rough patch. But we are shamed into doing that. And I'm telling women, don't do that shit no more because motherfuckers are rarely, if ever, worth it. Those men that you can help and they're going to turn into these butterflies of strength and maturity and protection and providing are very, very, very rare. If you meet a man and he's at rock bottom and he doesn't respect himself enough and respect you enough to say, baby, I don't want to put you through this. Let me fix my shit. I'll come back for you. That's a man. But a motherfucker that comes in, can you help me? Can you put half of your shit in here for me? And then we can blend it and mix it up together. That man is not worth a fucking damn. Okay. A man's going to be like, I don't want to burden a woman with this. I don't want to burden children with this. I just don't want to do it. I'm going to get my shit together and I'm coming back for that girl. And if that girl's not available, guess what? I'm going to be so hecho that I'm going to have options. So I don't even give a damn. That's what a man does. But you guys, oh, and help. Don't shame me, help. Then there's a woman. Then I'm living with a woman. I did answer your question.
Can I jump in? You actually didn't. I asked you. Why do you feel? I asked 1 second, bro. I ask you,
It's been more than
instead
one
of
day.
leaving that
Right.
man, I ask you, instead of leaving that man, actually, instead of leaving that man alone, why do you feel the necessity to shame them? I saw you.
Did
I
you
literally
hold
saw
on
you
a minute? Did everybody hear me answer that? Did
Yeah,
everybody
I
already
told
hear me?
twice actually. Twice.
Very
Actually.
pretty
Okay,
clear to me.
I answered that. He's the only one that's not getting it. I answered why I
So
stayed. I answered that. Now, if
let
you
me
don't want
I didn't
to,
ask you why you stayed. I asked you
let me
why do
be
you
helpful.
okay,
shame
Let me
me?
be helpful.
I
30 seconds.
answered why the vitriol and resentment started. But you were too busy rubbing your
That was
eyes and
not my
going through the
question at
motions.
all.
Yes,
He
you
wasn't
said, why
emotional,
do I
man.
shame him? You
Jen,
asked, why
I
did I
don't want.
shame him? Let me mute your mic. You asked why I shamed him. You asked why I shamed him. Now,
I
if you're
didn't.
changing the question, what was your question?
Jen,
And then I'm gonna pass the mic.
Jen, I literally told you I don't
Mhm.
want to save that man. If you don't want to be with that man, leave him alone. I'm not talking about that man. I'm talking about you. For a couple of minutes, you went on a rant when you're screaming.
Yes.
If you don't have money for this, if you don't have money for that,
Yes.
you are
Right.
a bum. You are a bitch, and all that.
Yes, yes,
what
and
my
yes.
No, and my question was, and again,
Mhm.
it's not about your man, it's about men in general.
Okay.
If men are not shaming women that make less money
Mhm.
than them, they are broke and all that, and say, "Oh, you are a broke bitch," and da da da. We are just leaving it away. Why can you show the same? Why do you feel the need?
Because men,
to actually shame me?
you have a dick and I have a pussy, right? You know we're different, right? You know
I don't
we're
know about that.
emotional. You don't have a dick.
Maybe
You a trans man? Are you trans, baby? Because this is a
I'm
safe
just
space.
I'm just fat. I can see my dick. That's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Woo. I was
It
like, okay,
happened.
yeah. I was about to,
Hmm.
yes. All right. I was about to, yes, honey. Okay. So here's the thing. Men
Huh.
and women are different, but you bring up a good point, and then I have to pass the mic to our new guest.
Yeah.
Here's the point. Men and women are different, but in 2023, you want to be us. That is why you run to
Mm-hmm.
Twitter. That is why you run to Twitter. That is why you're always complaining. Why are you shaming me? A real man would have been like, I'm never, ever gonna be in a position again where a woman talks to me like this. I'm gonna go get my shit together because I'm a fucking man. That's what I'm gonna do. I will never, ever be in a position where where a woman talks to me like this. I'm gonna be in a position where a woman has to respect me when I walk in the room. What y'all doing now in 2023? I'll show her. I'm going on Twitter. Why are you disrespecting me?
Let me lead.
Let me
That-
lead. You're not
That's
helping
actually
me
an amazing
lead.
voice.
And that's what
Bro.
you do. And you're very, very emotional. Y'all want to be the bad bitches that we are. Y'all literally want to be bad bitches in 2023, like Lily says.
I always
let me
say a
say
bad
something.
bitch.
Like
that
you
me.
literally asked me, you just asked me, why don't I do what you do? That's why I asked, do we both have vaginas? Because we're not the same gender.
That voice
Let me say
actually. That
something
voice
totally
actually is.
different.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me mute your mic and pass the mic. Thank you, C. Trey.
Yeah, hey, you got it right.
Okay. How are you? Welcome, sir. What say you? It is the block is hot. I said it was going to be spicy tonight.
So, I'm glad we're trying to have an intellectual conversation.
I'm
The
trying.
unfortunate thing is that with no shots to the brother, but his style of conversation is more paragraphs and ping pong. You really got to get to the point and get to your 3-second sale. The women are going to say whatever it is they're going to say. You as dudes are going to have to avoid those women, period, point blank. You can't go back to the women, hey, why don't you change? Why don't you realize I'm a teammate? That's the crust of your argument. And they don't have to do that. I can be an ugly dude. I can be an ugly dude. Look, I'm not even pandering. I'm just keeping it real. I can be an ugly.
Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting because you don't like it, remember?
And that's another thing. You
Get out
gotta
of your
be a
feelings.
little bit, you gotta have a little bit more decorum. You want to win every paragraph. And look, for the past 5 minutes, it's been all about you and her. That's
Yeah,
just
and I
real.
don't like that.
That's just real. The rest of the stage is held hostage until you get this ping pong match out. So
Sir,
respectfully,
she's not going to fuck you. Stop that.
see,
Okay, look.
this is what I'm talking about. It's you 1990 dudes. You guys. have
Okay,
movement-
listen. I know you're 34 and you're not mature yet. You got one more and then you're gone and you got to go back to your 300 people you're streaming to. You got one more.
You know,
One more.
This whole 1990 self-destruction, you got to pop off every 30 seconds. You don't need to do that. So I'm gonna get off you and say this about the title. There are a lot of matriarch pandering males in the black community. There are dudes who like to talk about women, negative or positive, every week. Oh, let me go get with some more brothers and talk about women. Women don't really matter like that. You got to put yourself in a position to where, hey, look, I'm doing me, and if the lady recognizes my level of the game and she wants to be part of what I'm doing, so be it. But you got too much. Why won't these women change?
Begging.
You got dudes who are failing. You got dudes who are failing with Asian women. You got white guys that are failing with Asian women. And guess what? Both white and black guys running to the mic. Ever since I brought her here, that's your level of leadership. That's your level of leadership. And again, I'm not pandering for the ladies. I'm just trying to be helpful. And I'm going to end right here by saying this. There are a lot of matriarch males. I can blame women for a lot of stuff, but I always blame matriarch and pandering males first, because women who are out of pocket or seeking chaos, if you look, she always have a matriarch male hyena protector. And that's what it is. Now, if a woman's just out there doing her thing the way Jen is trying to tell you that she's doing her thing, so be it. She ain't for me, and we keep it pushing. But I don't have to go, you know what? Let me tell you about this woman, Jen. Hey, fellas, over there. Let me tell you about this woman, Jen. It don't matter like that. And when you turn yourself into that type of guy, to where you have to say, look at Megan Thee Stallion, look, then you are now defeated. It's supposed to be about you, your son as a primary, you, your daughter as a secondary. All this other conversation that the 1990s self-destruction dudes bring to the table, or even women saying stuff off pocket, off code, and then when it don't go right, let me come back to the black community for protection. That stuff is weird at this point. And I pass the mic.
Whoa, wait a minute. So, I know how the spaces run, you know what I mean? I don't frequent them, but I know how the spaces run. That shit that Team Fatty said, she's not gonna fuck you. Let me tell you something. That's what, when men can't take that a woman is making sense, or other men are agreeing with her, that's what they run to, right? Because they have a difficult time relating to women and communicating with women. So that's the default. But let me say here on the record, on the block with Jen, if I had a choice between you two fucking, he's gonna get the pussy.
Thank you.
Hands down.
I actually appreciate
hands
that.
down. Hands
I
down.
appreciate that, actually.
Hands down. I mean, your demeanor, the demeanor, you can't even get through a conversation, and that whole demeanor is a fucking turnoff. So before you tell a man that he wouldn't get the pussy, make sure he wouldn't get the pussy. Justin, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say that the thought processes in which to make a phrase like that happen shows that that's where their focus is. You see what I'm saying? To even make a comment about how like totally left field, like tangented sort of thing that's not even related to the topic, and to say, oh, she's not gonna fuck you, that means your mind is on that track, and it's weak. Yes, your mind.
You don't even recognize
the words in order to speak them. Your mind had to think the words in order to speak them, right?
What does that mean?
Out of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
What does that mean? You guys saw it for an ad hominem before and say you are stupid. Like you guys.
All right, check this out. Check this out. There was a line of conversation, right, that had a particular topic.
Yes.
Came in with a line that was completely deviated from that topic that said, what, she's not going to fuck you? Something along those lines?
No.
Yeah.
Or someone did.
He did.
Okay.
He forgot it already.
So that was a completely tangented thing. It was not part of the context of the conversation, right? So the words are an indication of a thinking pattern. And that's what you're thinking. And that shows.
Yes, I want to have sex with her. You caught me. That's not what he said.
That's not what he said.
No, I'm thinking about it.
It was a shaming tactic that fell flat. It was
Right.
a shaming
So let me
tactic.
see if I get
Exactly,
this
but
right.
exactly. It is a shaming tactic that fell flat. But
Sir,
I'm just
I
saying
actually-
that shows a weakness of your mind.
I actually appreciate it, but when she did the two ad hominems and called me stupid and actually took the
But
conversation
she and
left,
I are
1
talking.
second,
What
sir.
does that have to do with
1
she and I?
second. Okay, go ahead.
What does
Finish
that
your
have to do with she and I? What does what you're explaining right
Sir,
now have to
the
do with
the point is simple. When you saw her doing an ad hominem and taking the conversation out of what we were discussing, everybody got quiet. The manly man, the strong man, the white man, the black man. But as soon as I actually say, "Hey, bro, don't address me. Talk about what you want to talk," she's not going to fuck you. Oh my God, this is a proof that he's doing this. No, it's just
You know
communication.
why all the manly men, the white men, everybody got quiet when all of that was going on? Because that is how men behave. They don't get pulled in. Men don't get pulled into when I'm being emotional. That's why. And less talking, more listening, because it'll make you a better man. All the men on the panel, that should teach you something. They don't let me mute you because you're very feminine in nature.
Emotional.
Respectfully.
Yeah, very,
Respectfully, you're very, very emotional. And you remind me, it's interesting. You remind me of me when I was younger, actually, right? Like when I used to be arguing with my boyfriend, I used to be like, oh my God, like, why aren't you listening? All your mannerisms and everything you're doing, that used to be me when I was young. So I recognize the behavior and I know it's coming from a feminine energy. Like, oh my God, let me explain. Oh my, why are you not letting me finish? Oh, come on, baby, let me finish. It's very much me when I was younger, but I'm a woman. So before you try to insult and try to throw shade, the reason why the men on the panel were quiet is because that's what men do. They don't fucking get pulled into my emotional shit, my rants and they're like, she's a woman, she's gonna get it out. And when she's done, I'm gonna say what the fuck I gotta say and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. Even the man who said, even the man you said, she's not gonna fuck you, even he said, if she don't want it, I keep it pushing. That's what men do. That is what men do. And if you stayed quiet more than you talked, you'd learn to be a better man. And I don't say that insultingly. I say it is that a lot of you guys are very young and running around YouTube and listening to Dr. Fantastic. And they're telling you shit because they want you to buy their t-shirts and their books. Then they send you out in the world like this. Because I guarantee you have millions of man hours under your belt of listening to YouTubers. Do you not? Do you not? To the coaches and everybody. And then they send you out into the world and you're on my panel like this. Oh my God, I just can't. Why doesn't she let me speak? And interrupting. And that's why, Bongoho, take notice, learn from men who are like, chill the fuck out. Chill out.
It's definitely giving Darius vibes. So look,
very much. He's gonna run to Twitter after this. After he gets off my panel, he's gonna run and do he's gonna go run to his 300 friends. He's gonna tell. He's gonna go tell. I went over there and Jen treated me bad to his 300 people.
No, I actually shared your post. I'm actually not going to do that. I actually shared the video.
I don't care. I don't care. It's more views for me. I don't care.
No, it's fine. But why? Again, that's my point.
Okay, now out of everything. Okay, now out of everything that you heard the men say, out of everything you heard a woman say who has vast experience with the broke guy and the rich guy, what have you learned? What do you have to say now? I'm just curious.
I learned that women have the right to actually shame every man on the building if they are not good enough. But when men actually do the opposite, they are monsters and they should stop. And what I learned too is that there are men that are enablers, and when they see bad behavior, when they see actually people abusing their power, instead of saying that's not fair.
Wait. Ooh. Wait. Watch this. You see, he walked into that when they see people abusing their power. So I got power, huh?
Yes,
I got power. Okay, now listen. Let's explore that. This is a man. This is a man who just told a woman, "I got power."
Matriarch.
Hence, our
Was
black
that
men
a reference?
proving.
Was that a reference to being on your show?
Our black men proving the black community is matriarchal.
Exhibit A always shows up.
I don't think women should be on the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. I respect women with power, but the problem with women with power a lot of times is that they abuse it because they don't know better. So that's exactly what
I think you need.
But why is it out of all the men here, you're the only one that feels abused or sees me as abusing my power? Why are the other men not intimidated?
And I'm not intimidated. All of them are new.
No, but you said
Trigger,
I have power. You said that I have power.
Yes, you have the button, the power of the button. I have the power of the button when I'm hosting my panels. But if
but listen to me. None of these men are worried about my button. None of them.
Did you mute any of these men?
None of them. Why would I mute them if they're not emotionally speaking? Why would I mute them?
I'm actually not.
Jen,
You were
I'm
the
not
one
worried about your
screaming.
button.
You were the one screaming. And
what happened, Justin?
I said I'm not worried about your button.
You were the one. I wouldn't.
And again, listen, and again, he's like, you were the one being emotional and screaming. You claim you watched the show. It doesn't sound like you watched the show, because I go into my rants. People love my rants. That is what the fuck I do here. That is what I do. And you notice I go into my rants and I come back like passing the mic, because I'm not emotional. If I was emotional, I wouldn't be able to come down that fast. Emotional people is like, it takes a while for them to come down. I could curse you out and come right back like, okay, passing the mic. How are you? Hey, Dolores. Okay. This is entertainment. All right. So what you see as emotional is not. You were emotional.
Because he's still in his feelings.
So I teach all of my fans over at Mr. Research about mouth control. All right. So a lot of stuff really don't matter. Like if somebody say, I'm gonna beat you up online. I laugh because I'm like, dude, you under the safety and protection of the internet. You just don't understand how much I like violence. But you happen to be over there saying whatever it is you're saying. And then people will hear me debate quite a few people. I debate white people. I debate. We talked about Egypt. We talk about conservatism, all type of stuff. Because I read a lot. I read and research a lot. And so people will be like, "Man, Mr. Research, you got a lot of decorum, dude. You don't respond to you have debates." And at one point in time, they kept saying, "Mr. Research wins all debates." It's not because I'm very good at debating. It's because I am stoic in a conversation. I let you say what you're going to say. I agree with the parts that are valid in my research. And then I push back on the things that I think are. And look, I'm not even trying to debunk you. I'm just trying to give a different point of view with what I say on my show all the time. Go ahead, brother.
I think, here's the problem. Just watching him, seeing even now he's ready to pounce. Look at him. Here's the problem. You're ready. I'll tell you why he's not.
Look at him. Oh my God. Poor baby. Poor baby.
Here's the problem. This is a product.
Wait, Exhibit A. This is a product of the podcast coaching. This is a product. Exhibit A.
Guys like this, he's not ready for manhood because he's worried about what's fair.
Dig into that. Dig into that for the people. Dig into that for
Men don't worry about what's fair. You over here worrying about what's fair. You see right there, we see in the comments talk about, I'm used to this, it's okay. And I heard that before. Well, I learned on this panel that men do this and women do that, and because you want some sort of fairness, you want equality. The
world is not fair.
There's never been any. You don't even hear it.
Wait. You said the world's not fair. Then why are you making the comparison between the man with status and the woman with status having things? Why were you making that comparison if you're just now saying the world is not fair?
Let me answer. Because I think a man means what he says and he says what he means. If I have a criteria when it comes to men, and I say if a woman's like, I have to be actually follow the criteria that I said. I have to actually say if he's not man, if he's not right to shame a woman, to treat her as a lower citizen, to actually belittle her when the man is rich and the woman is poor, I think it's fair assessment to ask for the woman to do the same and to at least ignore the men that are below her, because if you show compassion to other people, I think women should be compassion too. I think it's.
But I think
So
the
you
problem
want,
is that is
so you
that
want men and women. So you want men and women to be the same. You want them
No,
to act
no,
the same.
no.
That is what you're saying.
I didn't say that.
So you want
I said
fairness
show
and treatment.
empathy. If you want empathy, on
All
your
right. So
occasion-
so you want both of them to be fit. You want both of them to show empathy. You
Fair
want men to act like women and women to act like men. You want you want fairness for men. You
I
want
didn't-
men to be
I'm
treated
not a man
nicer.
advocate. No, I'm not a man
And
advocate.
you
I didn't
Yeah.
say that.
I
if
think
he's a-
what
if
you're
he's a
saying.
bum,
I think what
if
you're
he's
saying
the way
is
that you're
fairness.
I
saying
didn't
fairness
say
and
that. If
treatment.
he's a bum, leave him alone. He doesn't deserve
Maybe
nothing.
it's the way
Nobody
that you're
deserves
saying
nothing.
it.
The world is not fair. We actually get what you like. You get what you get.
Okay,
What I'm-
okay. So if you get what you give, okay. So what makes you think that a man who's a bum should be left alone and not get treated like shit? Who are you to say?
No,
Life
but I
isn't
was-
fair. But remember,
No,
you
I
said
was-
life isn't fair.
I wasn't talking about you. My idea is that
I'm not
if you
talking about me either. I'm saying you said life isn't fair, and then you're saying how people who have less than should be treated. But life isn't fair, and life treats people who have less like they are less. That is life. That is in the animal kingdom. That is in corporate America. That is blue collar, the entertainment industry. People who have less get treated like less, but you want them to be treated fair, and you want them to have empathy. But then you said life's not fair. So which is it?
I didn't say that.
You know, treated like a king
Which
without
is
the
it?
kingdom. That's what it is. That's what he wants.
I didn't say that. You literally said that the woman that is better than the man, and you shitted on the man that was lower than her.
Yes, because
What I-
life isn't fair.
Okay. But what I told you is that we see all the time men with more status, more power, more money actually marry women that are way below them, and we don't call them bums. We actually
Right, because men are protectors, providers. You want men to be women and women to be men. You want them to be equal. You guys are the new feminists. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this is what these are the men. These are the men. These are the men that fucking YouTube birthed. I'm sorry, I blew up your screen. These are the men. These are the men that YouTube birthed, the new feminists. These are the new
Right.
feminists. This dude is new. I want to be fair. It's not fair that women can marry without money and men can't marry without money. That is feminism. That is feminism. Men want to be equal to women. Men want to have no money and marry a woman with status. That is something women do innately. They want to be hypergamous. They want to be us.
That's what he's
I'm not
saying.
picking on
That's
you.
what he's
Men want to
saying.
be us. Men want
That's
to be
really what he's
us.
saying.
I'm
That's
not
really what
picking
he's
on
saying.
you,
He
but-
wants to be hypergamous.
This
I'm
is
not
the
picking on-
fucking men that YouTube birthed. Ladies and gentlemen, take note. This shit is crazy. This is the new generation of men. They want to be hypergamous. They
'Cause
want to
we've
be
got
women. They
YouTube
want to be
raising-
bums. That's who's raising them. YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is raising them instead of
hold
their
on real quick.
dads.
I'm not trying to pick on you, but you are proving Justin's point, and you really don't realize it. The way that you're presenting your argument, you keep jumping around on your talking points, and it's coming across to Jen, to me, to Justin, who made the point, like you want fairness. Maybe you don't realize that you're presenting. Maybe you don't realize you're presenting in that way. I have people come on my show using your same style. And you know what my audience keeps telling those people? The same thing the stage is telling you. He didn't say that. You said this. So I'm getting the impression that you're lost in your own speech and you don't realize how you're presenting it. But
Sir.
go ahead.
No, he's becoming a victim at this point.
I'm
So
not
look,
the victim. I'm not.
but actually no, but you're becoming that because it's just this main point. Let me talk. The main point, like we was talking about, was Kiki and her dude, right? We didn't know he was an asshole because you said we put him down. We didn't know he was the asshole and the bitch that he is. He let us know that. You know what I'm saying? I think me and Lydia was saying this the other night. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everyone got them. You got to respect everybody's opinion, but you just want everybody to believe in your assness. That it doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? The same way with Dude, he was on the mic. He's on Twitter with his Twitter fingers. You are a mother. We know she's a fucking mother. Now we know you a bitch. And what? It's the reality of it.
No, that's fair. But that's the thing. Is basic common.
It's the
respect.
reality of it.
No, that's the thing.
He disrespected himself. He disrespected himself, his family, and his girl. She did not do that. He did that. Because let me tell you, I always say God did not bless me with a shape like Kiki, because my husband would want me to wear shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
So I agree
Because
with you.
But you felt like she was being disrespectful of it, though.
Okay, so we have a new guest, but we are closing. So Beans from Little Podcast, is it Little?
Yeah, Little Podcast is what they call me.
Okay, Little Podcast. Well, welcome to the panel. You came in late, but what say you? Fatty, I'm gonna have to mute your mic. I don't want you interrupting anybody else at this point because we are closing.
Thank
so
you for
you're
it.
gonna
Now, I'm leaving actually.
Okay, bye. Bye. Beans, what say you?
I just wanted to know, why is Fatty, up here representing black men in such poor taste? He made us look really bad, and I thank you all for the job that you did on him. Honestly, I'm trolling him because he does it to me. But I understand exactly what the point is that you were making. I do think in a lot of ways that the black community is matriarchal. It's been that way for a long time, and we've seen a lot of interview style documentaries that have come out in the last couple of years, from back in the 60s and 70s. Well, this has been a conversation for a long time, and the back and forth with the particular topic with Keke Palmer, I don't think there's a right and wrong in this, right? I can't tell people how to talk. I most certainly don't think that what this guy said makes him a bitch. But I don't think there's really a right and wrong in this. I did a show earlier about Adam 22 and his situation with his wife, and it's like,
yeah, we did that yesterday.
Yeah, and my guys who rock with me, they were surprised by my take, because I'm just kind of like, look, dog, I can understand, right? I don't have to make the same choices as somebody else to be able to comprehend or understand their choices, right? All I have to do is think about it. That's why we have a mind, a brain, right? And so I can think about it, and I can see what's going on in a person's relationship. I listened to 1 8-minute clip from them, and it all made sense, right? And so usually I think that's what we ought to do in most cases, is just hear people out, listen to understand, not necessarily to be quick to respond, and then it gives you the ability to be more empathetic towards people's perspectives and choices, and less judgmental. But we're content creators, right? So we kind of have to judge people. We're going to put things on display. We're going to have deep conversations about them. This is a very eclectic panel, one of the most eclectic panels I've seen to date. I'm glad YouTube put you in my algorithm, and I'm glad you all took Fatty to task. Fatty, nah. I subscribe to the show, so I will definitely be checking in from here on out. And God bless all of you.
Thank you.
Let me close
Thank you so much.
Let me close out by saying this: black males are going to have to get more diverse on their theories and get away from the feelings of opinions, because opinions are feelings in the dictionary, feelings with no facts. You're going to have to get, as a black male, you did it on the streets, you did it on the block. You had to know who was the shot caller, who was the runner, who was fronting, who was connected to who. But when we get in these streets, we just want to be heard, and we just blurt out stuff. So to the guy who had the Twitter finger say, yeah, but you a mom, who are you appealing to, sir? Check your chick when she get home. Who are you reaching out to looking for validation on Twitter? Other men? We ain't even on there like that. So you're gonna run into a lot of ladies or anti-male speakers, and of course they're gonna give you the business. So I think everything you guys were saying for the other person and what you've been saying thus far is true. We guys are not perfect, but we do have to practice more stoicism. We do have to practice more decisiveness. And even if the Adam 22 thing, he is a porn star. People, you do realize that. So you as a black man trying to shame him for what he's doing, how does it make sense? He's richer than you. He got you coming on his podcast, making money for him. You laughing at him, making jokes about him, ain't doing nothing but making him more money. So you got to get out of this shame game. That's the last thing I want to say, because it's not working for black men trying to shame everybody just because you intellectually disagree.
I love that. And Adam 22 did say in a statement, it's great. It's been great for business. That whole fiasco it has been great for business. So it hasn't been great for the people that are shaming him. And I want to say, you know what I mean? Again, like the gentleman who left little podcast said, we're entertaining up here. Sometimes it's intimidating. Some people are like, oh, but you were yelling or whatever. And then I come right back. This is fucking entertainment. And I'm a fucking good one. I'll say that. But, you know, I'm not even trying to, you know what I mean? Like, my heart goes out to young men like Team Fatty. It really does. And I mean that sincerely, because they don't have guidance. And I'm telling you, they spend countless hours on these machines and then they come out like this. No woman is going to want to deal with that. No woman that's about her business is going to want to deal with that. And then he's going to, you know, continue hating women. It's going to get worse and worse and worse and snowball. I love what you said about being stoic. That's what I'm used to. I'm old school. I'm 50 in a couple months. And I mean it with all my heart. When my dad walked in, the energy changed, right? And I think that's what's lost from a lot of men, especially younger men. And it's being lost. I don't know if it's that they don't have daddies, or it's not being passed down, or it's just a smorgasbord of all these podcasters and everybody's a life coach, and it's just too much. But he really is a perfect case study of what YouTube birthed. He's emotional. He's interrupting. He wants it to be fair. He wants to be treated like women are treated. These are the guys that YouTube birthed, and it's scary. Like, I feel sorry for the younger girls that are out in the dating world. Like, these are your choices. This is crazy. But you know,
he needs an AI girlfriend.
Let me just say one last thing.
Let's pass the mic. And I hope you come back here, Celie Trey.
Quick thing, like what Jen just said. This is a prime example of, at the end of the day, she really does care. You know what I mean? She said her heart goes out to the guy and so on and so forth. And this is the difference. Mine doesn't. It really doesn't, because the loser's a fucking loser. Like, seriously. Just get out the way. Get out the fucking way, man.
You leave it up to Haran. He's throwing you overboard.
Things to do, and a lot of times, you know, she'll. To be totally honest with you, you guys think that she's heartless and so on. There's a lot of times when we'll have conversations, and I'm trying to connect with what she's saying. She's my friend, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking loser. Fuck him. You know what I mean? But I'm done on that. Look, man, bro, get it together, you know, or don't. You know what I mean? And or don't. So I pass the mic on that.
Like Haran says, let them die on the vine. Hey. But you see, yes, beans, yes, honey, fit there. But that's why I asked him, what did you learn? Are you listening? Because I really wanted him to fucking learn and listen for his benefit. It's not for mine. It's so he can go out there and be a better person. But some of these guys there, look, you know how I feel about the cliff in the movie 300. Some of them had to be Kobe. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some of them had to be Chuck.
Kobe, he's trying to kicked him in the hole. But Jen, you know what? The important thing, like what you mentioned with your father, right?
Yes.
Feelings leave lasting impressions. Okay, like you can remember like an experience you had, you know, any kind of like one-off experience that was really great that left an impression. Okay. Now imagine an impressionable experience that happens day after day after day after day after day, right? You saw your dad, you know, maybe every single day or, you know, multiple times. I don't know what the frequency was throughout a month, but it was like a lot of times, right? And that feeling gets carved, this trench in your mind, you know, siblings, you know, your mom, whatever. And that's what happens. That's what happens. So now you bring that into, so now this becomes imbued in you, right?
Yes.
This is what's missing, right? And these guys can't get that from YouTube, right? Maybe certain concepts can be translated through the screen and understood on like a conceptual, intellectual level, right? Okay, you got to be like this. You got to think this way. You got to have these sort of behaviors and actions and so on. But I can tell you from like someone who works with men on a weekly basis, it takes like seriously punching them in the chest weekly to get things through their skull, right? Because they didn't have that. They didn't have that daily emotional exposure to this experience of like, man, this is how you're supposed to just show up without talking about it, just being about it, right? So when your dad came in, he was just being about it, and you felt that beingness. He didn't have to sit down and explain, okay, well, this is how I am, and this is what you should do, and this is what well, maybe sometimes you would say this is what I expect. But aside from that, generally speaking, you just like absorb the impression that was made, right? And so when you don't have that, it's really hard to recreate that. Just really quick, I don't want to run into Bill, but my thoughts about this matriarchal thing, okay? There's a conflict there. Like, I think because of that, because there is, I think this innate desire to be not what one is, right? If like you feel like, okay, shit, I'm in this matriarchal system, but I don't want to be in this matriarchal system. At the same time, I want to be in this matriarchal system because like, so it's like it's benefiting part of my psychology, but offending another part of my psychology.
Damn.
And so it's like, well, you got to pick one, right? Go with the offense and say, fuck off. I'm going to take the fucking reins out of your hands. I'm going to put my feet and dig my toes into the ground and start building the pillars of myself. Or I'm going to accept the matriarchal situation and just say, okay, this is my role. That's her role. And because there are successful matriarchal societies in the world, I just researched it and there's like 6 of them, right? And that they're still thriving today, right? They're in China, they're in Africa. I can't remember the other places, but they exist, right? And the men still have roles, like in some of these, like the men they're the ones that deal with the politics, but everything else in the culture is run by women. But when it comes to like, you know, politics or war or whatever, that's the men, and then everything else is ladies. So it's like it's pick one. Pick, are you going to succumb or are you going to fight against it? But it's that being in between that's causing that much the strain and the anxiety, I think.
I mean, that's what I'm attracted to, that energy. And you know, it's happened here on the panel before. Again, like it's no, you know, Haran sometimes goes off, he raises his voice. Like, I just know a woman knows when she's amongst men. A woman knows. And the only time I get like that is when I'm across feminine energy. And you can see it. You've seen it on a lot of my shows. That is the only time I go off, okay? Is when I'm across feminine energy. It's like arguing with my girlfriends. Like, bitch, no the fuck, that's not what happened, right? But to, you know, men that I feel that vibe from, it's a completely different exchange. And I get to be, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's a different type of exchange when men are stoic or whatever. And I think that's what's missing from a lot of these young guys. Now, of course, I see here someone said, yo, check this out. And this is a great point. Oh my Vegatron, I guess he knows Team Fatty. He's like, I see your views growing. 4.5 view average per video. Once you get it to 7K, it's going to snowball. Now, here's the thing. Unfortunately, men are being rewarded for acting like that. Back in our day, men were being rewarded for holding down a household, building shit, breaking shit, right? Just being men. Now they're getting rewarded for being the loudest bitch on YouTube.
For complaining.
Let me prove your point. There was a guy probably like 6-8 years ago. He had he was one of the first black dudes to hit 1 point something. He had maybe like 1 point something million. He committed suicide because he was lonely. Like he didn't have actual friends outside of his YouTube experience. Now he killed himself, and you know he had 1 point something followers. Or like the lady who went and rented out a booth and wanted all her YouTube fans to come, and she had like 300, 400,000, and nobody came. So you got just proving your point.
Mhm.
I wish we had a really got into this matriarchal thing and not gave him that 11 minutes of time.
I know, my bad.
Censoring himself
My bad.
because the matriarch thing is something I actually came up for. You know, the unfortunate thing, defending the men a little bit outside of behavior.
Mhm.
When you have Stacey Abrams say stuff against black men in public squares, when
Mhm.
you got Claudia Jordan telling Ice Cube, black women are not part of the black community, we need our own. When you got people on CNN saying, you got to be quiet and get behind the women, you know, this is the matriarch that I came up to speak about. That type of stuff is not teammate. That stuff guys would search other guys out and fist fight them for. And
Right.
unfortunately, we got so many ladies in positions of manager and or power. They're not teammate with these guys. Like I always have to bring up the point that black men created the first National Economics Women Convention. That was the Pullman Union who did that. CTBU created a whole union for black women to get into the welding force in 1970. So we've always helped our women, but for some reason, some and several of our ladies, let's call them the 60%, they tend to get in these public squares and make it a woman-only discussion. And then half the guys are like, well, let me champion that. Let me take Black Lives Matter away from the St. Louis black men that created it and give it to these ladies over here. And then these ladies turn it into something else. That's the part of the matriarchal that I came to speak of, is that unfortunately, you got some people that don't play teammate. They have a woman-only conversation until they get in trouble or until they start getting kicked out of the workforce. Your daughter right now isn't in a lot of feminine spaces minus nursing than her predecessor auntie. She's in man spaces now because some of these other spaces don't want her. She's in the warehouse, your daughter. She's in the security guard. She's in all these places. Why is she not in the feminine receptionist and admin assistant as much anymore? Maybe in your city, your state is different, but I travel across the nation and we see a lot of people. What they just did, the article that they fired a whole bunch of executive black women. So I just think if women are not careful pushing this separatist mindset while everybody else is working together, it's going to lead to a different conversation come 2028.
But are women separate themselves, or are they marketing that way? Because even when it goes to voting, they go for more of the women vote because that's the most popular vote. You know what I'm saying? So is it us separating ourselves, or is it them separating us because we do get things done or we do spend the most money? You know, like Tyler Perry, he does his movies relating to women because women are going to support him versus men supporting them. So are we actually separating ourselves, or are we the ones that's showing up?
So if you listen to the answer I gave, it's you getting on the, it's those other women getting on the microphone separating themselves.
Okay.
You know, marketing is one thing. You know, saying I'm part of the Wall Street and I'm going to give you X amount of money because I see you making it happen. That's one thing. You getting on the microphone thereafter and say, see, you men need to get behind us. You don't have to do that. That's unnecessary. The Filipino woman ain't going to do it. The Jewish woman ain't going to do it, even if they feel it that way. So when you ask that question, I want you to take into consideration how many of the 25% of ladies rush to the microphone and say unnecessary things in the political square against their teammate, the black man. You don't have to do that. If you're getting good benefits, get them and ride off into the sunset. But it's the same thing I say to a Jen's point about guys saying, I'm going to go do this over here. And they turn around and go, ha, ha, see, black woman. No, sir. You don't have to do that. That's being childish and petty. I'm going to give you the same energy. Go do you, but don't turn around to the community wagging your finger. Nobody benefits like that.
Right. And see, and this is, again, you know, they're in the chat having a gay old time. So Team Fatty, he's like, D, should I review this? Right? And then we'll look
I
at
told
who
him light
D
our
is.
ass up.
And then D is like, Team Fatty, absolutely. I mean, this is what these guys do. I haven't dealt with one of these guys in a minute, but this is what these guys do. Like they run around the internet trying to get more content, right? And that's really what he came up here for. And that's fine because it gets our names out and they think they talk a certain way no one's coming to see, but he's going to get me more views. But if you notice, even that comes from, in my opinion, a subordinate position. He's coming here to get content from me and I'm a woman, right? I didn't run to his page to talk to him and make a fake argument and then say, should I review this? Right? It's not how it works. He came here to start an argument. Right. He came here to get an argument. So he has content. So again, men that are constantly taking from women, I cannot respect you, sir. And this is why you get shamed, because you should be shamed. This is why. But anyway, throw a 1 in the chat if you want to do a part 2, because we really didn't get into the meat and taters, and I wanted to get into the meat and taters of our Black men proving the Black community is matriarchal. I mean, we had one come up that did, but I want to have a more in-depth conversation. So if you want to see part 2, like we did with the religion thing, I will be more than happy. D says 1, Tova says 1, Tyrone says 1. We will do a part 2.
This was like an appetizer.
1 for real, because we have to get into this because, oh my God, the freaking jewels that would drop tonight. I swear this is like school. I love when men just man. Does that make sense? I love when men man. I love it. It really,
Me too.
because it's a lost art. So when I see it, I freaking praise it. I appreciate it. I salute it, gentlemen. Really, I'm proud of what I'm doing here because I always get the best people coming up, and like attracts alike, iron sharpens iron. And I'm just proud. I'm proud when men come up here, and I mean, look at the men on the banner. You know what I mean? It puts me back to that feeling I had when my dad walked in, you know what I mean? And it was like, and the steak was on the table, you know what I'm saying? And then he kept growing and growing and growing. And, you know, mama didn't have to tell us, he gets the big piece of chicken. We didn't even go in the damn kitchen. We was like, did dad finish eating? Can we go in? All right, so everybody wants a part 2. So everybody that's watching, please, there are 50 people watching. Hit that like and subscribe. If you want to come up, even people that came up today, even if you want to come up for part 2, please do. If you're watching this and you're like, damn, I wish I was there because I could have said blah, blah, blah. Well, come back for part 2. Follow all my people on the panel. That is how we support. So last question, guys. When do you think we should do part 2? Do you want to do it tomorrow?
Let's do it next week.
Let's do it next week.
Next week? So what are we going to do tomorrow?
We'll figure out something.
We'll figure out something this Saturday.
I think we should lighten it up for tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You punks. All right. I'm like, come on. I'm ready to fight again.
You're always ready for a damn fight.
Take off my fucking gloves. Damn it.
But, you know, like to your point, Jen, and like, you know, C. Trey, he said there was a waste of 11 minutes.
Yeah, my bad.
No, but no. I'm saying like the young guy, you know, it wasn't a waste because it showed a result of kind of what possibly can happen when you have, you know, well, a matriarchal system, and it's not like a guy who's really congruent in following that, right? Because you look at these other cultures where it's matriarchal system and the guys are congruent in following that, everybody's happy, right? It's a lack of congruence that's causing a problem. And this is what the result is a lack of congruence, where he's like, I want this, but I want this. I don't want this, but I don't want that. And it's like, well, yeah, you're all twisted up. And that's why you're this argumentative, emotional, like holding your face and, you know, gyrating on the camera. It's like, yeah, this is what happens. You're off center. You don't have a center, right? It's very soft, right? So I think it was good to have that example. I think just to show.
Listen, Exhibit A, and I want to say this. I do, when we come back for part 2, I want to explore, because we are talking about a matriarchal system, right? And in those tribes and those other countries, the men fall in line. I noticed even with Team Fatty, it sounded to me like if someone spoke to him nicely, he'd be a better subordinate, right? So is it that women, maybe we're ruling with an iron fist, and men want to bend over for us, but we're asking them in a harsh way? I mean, that's
you gotta be a little softer with it.
Yes, like maybe instead of like, motherfucker, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You don't pay the bills here. You don't tell me what to do. Maybe it's more like, no, babe, remember who pays the bills.
So bend over.
And then you make like a PB&J with the crust cut off.
Well, you got a lot of dudes that are insecure, but they still want pimp and player status.
That's right.
They're
Oh, no,
very
sir.
insecure.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Like that.
No.
That don't.
If you're gonna be my little bitch, have my Apple Jacks ready for me when I walk in, and that's that's what we're doing. Thank you for the super chat, Congo English. Congo English says, great point, C-Lay Trey. All right, guys. So C-Lay Trey, I would love to have you back next week so you can elaborate further on the topic. Thank you, chat, for holding me down with your crazy asses. I'm sorry for the people that it's so hard to say goodbye. To all the people I had to block today, serves you right. You should have watched your chicken wing holes. Thank you so much, everyone that joined us tonight. No Saint, you have something to say.
Well, I just want to close out. First of all, C-Lay Trey said something and made kind of a prediction for 2028. I wasn't sure what that was. He said it was almost like a prophecy. So I'm kind of curious on what he was saying there. And bonobos are a matriarchal system in the wild. And Jen, I love your buttons. Just letting you know.
And on that note, Saint, in the private chat, I put a link to an article about 6 matriarchal societies and like how they're situated.
Because I was going to bring up some things from the but I'll bring them up about the tribes in Africa that when they don't have suitable mates, the women marry each other. No homo, they just marry each other to continue the bloodline going, because they like, okay, we can't get the protector provider, fuck it, move it to the side, and we're going to make shit happen. So I'm going to talk about that on the next one. Yeah.
Let's do it
You said Tuesday?
Yeah,
Tuesday?
Tuesday. Whatever you're about to say right now, please hold that for Tuesday.
All right. So Tuesday then. All right, guys, this was freaking awesome. I love you. And don't fucking come up here and tell me who I'm not gonna give cooch to. Leave me alone. Because stoicism turns me on, bitch. Don't tell me who I'm fucking not fuck.
But if you said me, you'd probably be right. So.
Yeah. Now if you said no say, I ain't got it.
You know we don't do pink meat around here.
I don't do pink meat, baby. Sorry. All right, guys. Good night.
Thank you for having me. Good night.
Thank you, Dolores. Please come back.
Nice meeting you,
all right, guys.
I will.
All right, guys. If you are still here, please hit that like and subscribe for Mama. I appreciate you all so much. This was good. It gets the blood pumping. We get to arguing. We get to learning things. And at the end of the day, sincerely, I want the best for everybody. But certain behaviors trigger certain behaviors, right? No one deserves to be abused or be talked down to or shamed. But it's easier said than done when women are frustrated. We have forked tongues. I just say be the best you can be so you're not worried about who's treating you badly. When you're at your best, you're not putting up with shit. Okay. And that's not gender specific. So if you're a man that feels like she's shaming me, she making me feel bad, get your shit in order. Same thing with the women. Thank you so much. Salute to you. Thank you, chat, for holding me down. Good night. Be good. And if you can't be good, be careful. Tell people about On the Block with Jen. You can reach me on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Good night, loves. And I'm out.